Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 301. My son and I here reunited in the basement studio of our family home. Just picked you up from university, done.
Indeed.
Finished first year, officially home. So it'll be no more remote recording for us until September-ish, probably.
Yeah.
So you can look forward to seeing his face in the room with me for the near future, I guess. Welcome, everybody. We will be talking about AEW Dynamite. We will talk about NXT. A big beefy news section, I would suggest this week.
Actually, yeah, and actually interesting as well.
Yes, like stuff that is unfortunate for some people, but great for us because it gives us stuff to talk about.
In some ways, yeah.
Timestamps for whatever you want. What you won't hear if you're looking for it is us talk much about Wrestlemania because you watch 0%.
Literally none of it, other than the clips I see on Instagram, I guess. But
and I watched 2 matches so far. I will watch a third. I watched Drew and Fatu because I like both of them, and I haven't really seen Fatu because I don't watch SmackDown. Match was better than average, not great. And then I watched Gunther Rollins, which was good.
Oh, I thought you said you watched the ladder match. No, you said you wanted to watch the ladder match, right?
I will watch that, yeah.
Right.
I've heard great things about that. So I just haven't checked out anything from night 2 because, anyways, we'll talk about it more. It even comes up in my news, to be honest with you. So we'll get to it there. So yeah, today was going to pick you up from university. That's about an hour and a half away. Met your aunt there, who made a cameo appearance at the end of episode 300.
She did. Oh yeah, I forgot.
If anyone stuck around that long.
If anyone actually bothered to stay around that long, then
you saw what we call Momo, who we call Momo. If you heard her
one we call Momo
referred to on this show before.
She's still here.
She's staying, yeah. She's making your brother who's at working, power washing stuff today. She's making crunch wraps or something for dinner.
I think that's what the play is.
And I've got a delicious milk tea drink from Phil and Kathy. We met the cousins for lunch. Your move out went surprisingly smoothly. You were mostly ready.
I was mostly ready. I was about, honestly,
it's pretty good.
Realistically speaking, I was as ready as I thought I'd be.
You were more ready than I was. No, I wouldn't say thought you would be. I was concerned you wouldn't be that ready, but it all went pretty quickly. We got out of there.
I think it was solid, yeah.
I thought
it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Considering, especially compared to move in, that was worse.
Yeah.
But that's also because, no one knew where we were going kind of deal.
Yeah, and you had friends there who could prop open a door for us for the faster,
as well. Yeah.
faster exit instead of having to go through everything. And the only concern I had was the fridge because we bought you a pretty good sized fridge, bigger than you're supposed to have in res.
Yeah.
You rebel. But it was shockingly light. I was saying.
Because I remember being such a hassle when we moved
in the box.
in. So, it's just crazy that made the difference, I guess. Because, I don't know, I remember it being so much worse, and I was, not looking forward to it at all.
It's like TVs. They now weigh about a third of what they weighed back in my day. Because even you took the heavy end when we unloaded it, and it wasn't bad, right?
No, it wasn't. It was fine.
Even you. Sorry, that sounded mean. Even you, young one. So, yeah, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of wrestling. I think I might like to get it moving because I think news is going to be beefy this week. So
a little bit. I will probably spend a decent amount of time on it.
Unless you have something else, which you never do.
It's not
So we'll just dive right into it. It's taking a look at some of the week's wrestling news and rumors. I figure we should get into honestly the biggest news first this week because that's what people want.
Well, you had a tagline for this week's news, did you not?
I did. It was cuts and call-ups, right?
Yeah.
Cuts and call-ups is the big thing. So I guess
you're on call-ups.
In order, we should go call up on Monday Night Raw.
Because the cuts were yesterday.
So Monday Night Raw, who got called up?
What was it? Ego? Ruka. Hender's going to be next week.
Okay. That was it, I think.
It?
And then SmackDown.
It's all of Fatal Influence.
All of Fatal Influence.
I think Ricky Saints got confirmed for next week.
Oh, really? Fatal Influence got in a tag team situation.
And that they also interrupted Ripley. So I think Jane's maybe being inserted into the title scene already.
Surprised Lainey Reed already. Even though I said, I think she's pretty awesome, I worry.
I mean, if you're just going to throw in a tag team with Henley, it might not go too poorly.
Jane, 100% ready to go, and she can be a good heel for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Henley's good in the ring. She wasn't going to do anything else at NXT, so that makes sense, too, to bring them together. But Lainey hasn't been there long. And is she she's not like a indie person, right? She's
I don't remember.
I don't either, to be honest.
Might be, but I don't think she is.
And then Hendry makes sense based on what happens on NXT this week that we'll talk about. So kind of the ones we've been speculating for what feels like ever.
For too long.
That they're going to be gone. A lot of them are gone. And then the cuts is an extensive
It's the
list.
annual thing. It's pretty extensive this time. So I'll run down the full list, and I have some extended thoughts on some of them.
So do I. So we'll just why don't you list them all, and then we'll kind of circle back around and talk about who we want to talk about. So go the full list. Go.
So we have, they're kind of spaced out within the list. I'll mention them all now. The entirely Wyatt Six is gone. They're all gone.
What is that? 5 people, right, in one shot?
Cross, Rowan, Dallas, Loomis, Gacy. So yeah, 5.
Gone.
Alba Fire is gone. Zoe Stark injured is gone. Andre Chase is gone. Dante Chen, Aleister Black, and Zelina Vega, Kairi Sane, Apollo Crews, both machine guns. Escobar injured is also gone. The High Rise dudes are gone.
Yeah, I saw that.
Chris Island, no idea who that is. Tyra May Steele is gone. Serena Linton, no idea who that is, gone. Trill London, he's on Evolve, he's gone. Malik Blade is gone, he's been there a while. Luca Crucifino's gone. I don't think I'm missing any. I remember seeing someone post on Instagram. I'm gonna see if there's any that were missed on this list here, because I had a list. This is my list from on Cultaholic, but I think that's pretty much it. There was a fair amount of them.
So of the most notable, I think we can agree it is Black and Vega.
It's Black, Escobar, and I would argue probably the Wyatts. So some of them feel scummy because I mentioned like Stark and Escobar are injured right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most, not funny is not the right word, but okay, it is kind of
it's
the
funny.
word. The Escobar one's kind of funny because he was rumored to show up in AEW, so then WWE like re-signs him a big money deal, and he was like worried about creative plans. So they're like, okay, we have a big creative direction. He's MIA for weeks, then he returns in AAA, and then he gets injured there. So I imagine they told him that like they would have a new creative plans and would give him bigger money, and then they signed him to keep him from going to AEW, and they're like, nah, it's not worth it. We'll get rid of him. And then even though the tag title scene is kind of sewn up right now for AEW, I would kind of really like to see Machine Guns in AEW because they can still go, and there's just a lot of cool matches that we could see. I just, me personally, is I'm not like, they're not that old. Like I don't know, I could see them going there. Like they're not that old, and like for veterans, they're not as bad as like like there's more money in matches for them, I think, than Edge and Christian. I'm enjoying their run.
Yes.
I think they were such a waste of time for WWE because like they weren't giving really any discernible characters. They were given a brief blink and you'll miss it title run
right away, like second day they got there, right?
Yeah. So I like they always felt like an odd fit. So I'd really like to see them in AEW because their style would really fit AEW. Like that's what I mean. Like they could really go in AEW.
For WWE,
they had one AEW match, I think.
For WWE, 1, you didn't make your name in WWE, so there's strike 1. 2,
you made your name in TNA.
You're small and a tag team. There's strike 2, and 3, like your big thing is work rate. So
yeah,
those are all a bad fit for WWE.
That's what I mean. I feel like they could do a decent in AEW. I'd like to see a little run for them.
I just feel like it's like we just got the Rascals. The Guns feel kind of similar,
right? But Rascals haven't exactly been positioned as
they sure have
top of the division yet, and also I could see them again. We've said like I think they should go in trios for now. I could see Machine Guns being shot up to the top of the tag division, and like okay, so I saw their no compete. Like they'd be able to. I think one of our followers, the guy who commented recently, I think his name is James.
Was that about I couldn't find that post anywhere.
Find it. I did.
I wanted to respond to it, but I couldn't find it.
He mentioned like I think it's end of July. They're in Detroit.
Yeah.
For
okay,
so that would be the end of the non-compete.
It would be ideal, yeah.
And by then, I would think we could have enough time to do Cope and Christian versus Bucks and the TLC match. So like by then, I think Machine Guns, there's maybe space for them. Again, we always talk about the AEW roster being too bloated, but me personally, I do kind of want to see I want to see Machine Guns FTR. That sounds awesome to me.
Yes.
And Machine Guns, I know Generation Mu is in TNA, but you can't tell me Machine Guns Generation Me is the same as Machine Guns Bucks.
Same people.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Machine Guns Bucks, I think sounds awesome to me. Machine Guns Cope and Christian, maybe not, but like Machine Guns Bucks sounds really cool. Like if we could get them back together, I think Machine Guns like Brodito would be really cool.
Yep.
Or like against one of the combinations of the Callis family. Like there are a lot of matches I want to see for Machine Guns. That's the thing with AEW. At least with even if Machine Guns don't have the best characters or creative direction like they did in WWE, at least in AEW I can be like, okay, but there's these matches I'm excited for. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like I would say the one match I was really excited for actually there's maybe 2 I was excited for when they were there was. We saw them face DIY, remember the 2 or 3 Falls match, and that was like good but not great,
and
right?
Fraxium?
Remember? And yes, that's the Fraxium. But like I think they
who are also
I think they had one of their matches on like main event or something. Like I'm just like I don't know, but like I don't know. There's weirdly some part of me that does want to see Machine Guns there. So I do kind of hope they show up. I think the funniest one for us is Aleister Black.
It is. Similar reasons.
I've seen everyone saying it. Like, the grass isn't always greener.
Yeah.
But, like, his is funnier because, like, Escobar's is, like, okay, if you're getting a big money deal, you might as well take that. And, like, I understand that. But Black, like, I saw I think his run lasted, literally a day shy of a year. And so his thing was, like, clearly wasn't happy in AEW. Was one of those guys, kind of like Rusev, who, honestly, I'm surprised he didn't get chopped yet either.
Yeah.
He's like
very similar situation.
He clearly just wanted. He clearly wanted to work back to WWE, especially once Triple H took over. It's like, okay, Triple H pushed me in NXT. I got to get back there. You know what I mean? That seems like what it was. And AEW, it seemed a lot of the time like he was like too stubborn about putting people over.
Yes.
He had the quote unquote back injury. Like, seemed like he was feigning injuries, or like it seemed like he was. The story seemed to come out that he was kind of difficult. That's what it kind of felt like to me by the end of his tenure, right?
Yes, I think so.
And then so he goes there, like he's supposed to get pushed. Remember, like there was talk about him being a challenger for Cody, and I thought, okay, maybe and like they even put Vega with him. It's like, okay, they're replacing Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
And I think the most notable thing I can remember him doing was having a feud with Damian Priest.
Yeah, I see the best fit for him is New Japan.
I think that'd be kind of cool
because I don't think you can go back to AEW.
I don't think, and I already seen like some talent posting about they don't want him back, and honestly, I don't blame you. Like MJF has talked about it because he's been doing a lot of those super pro AEW interviews. Yeah. Like he's like they're in a really good place right now. The roster's really good, and everyone who's there wants to be there. He hasn't named names, but like when I'm thinking of like people who don't really want to be there and like are waiting to go somewhere else or just like getting paid or whatever, I think of Punk and Rusev and Black, and maybe not Andrade because he seems to be thriving now.
Yeah,
but maybe that was Andrade's thought process before, right?
Yep.
Or like maybe the Hardys or like all these people who came and went, right? Like not throwing shade at anybody. It's just when MJF says something like that, it's easy to kind of like at least assume what names. Maybe Cody, right? Like you don't know, but. So like I can't imagine them they would want Black.
And
back.
New Japan needs talent.
Yeah, he could, and he wouldn't have to work like TV every week.
And I feel like the spooky thing is a little bit better fit there too.
Like because Evil's gone.
Right. Well,
I mean Nefarious.
Possibly in NXT.
Yeah. Right.
Off of this week.
Although I think it'd be funny if Black went to TNA back to NXT.
The one that I want in AEW, and this probably is not a common take, but you would understand because you watched NXT UK with me and understood how good this person is. And I think if she could get in AEW.
Which one? Oh, yes. Yeah.
She's so good. Yeah. Alba Fire.
Yes, Kaylee Ray. I agree. That's a good one. That's a good pick.
Because you haven't really gotten to see the way she can work.
She was great when she was in UK. Yeah, when she was champion.
She was the forever champion.
The only thing is like they don't seem to be like they're already having trouble booking some of the top women. Like
I know.
But like I there's always room for another great woman. I think her and Tekla, if she's babyface, she got a really cool feud with Tekla.
I just want her to be able to be like, hey, just wrestle, like just do your thing and don't hold back.
She's really cool. She's someone I think would also be cool if like she went to Stardom or something, and then she would have the New Japan. Like I could see her going places for sure. I would fear she would be the kind of person that ends up in TNA. That'd be my worry.
See, and we talked about it a bit whenever we were out today. I'm wondering because
who were we talking about that about? Was it for any particular person? Or was
I don't know.
Like a general thing.
But I feel like WWE at TKO's sort of influence over TNA.
I don't know if it's gone to that point yet because like over the course of the TNA partnership, obviously like when we had the TNA invasion, there was like half the people were just in NXT, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if the partnership has progressed to that point where TKO are like, no, don't be hiring them. We just fired them. I don't know if it's at that point yet because like throughout the partnership, we've seen them hiring like. Someone like Zoe Stark, I could see going to TNA though, because she's not very much of a character person. And she could she's
awesome in ring though.
She's really cool,
but oft injured and unfortunately the double standard for women, right? She's old.
Yeah,
older.
One of the interesting ones as well was the Wyatt Six. Given how much work was initially put into them, remember those like initial vignettes were so good. I'll always remember the Raw one because that was heart wrenching stuff. Remember that one? That one was like really like. Yeah, where they played on like the Brody Lee and like the Wise, and then that was really good.
And then they got their moment and they were done.
Yeah, and
they had nothing beyond that.
And then remember they were gone for a bunch of random months, and then they had that shitty feud with the MFTs. Like,
yes,
I'm more surprised that they released all of them. Less surprised that they disbanded the group. Like, I could have seen them keeping like maybe Loomis because they seemed to like him, or maybe keeping Gacy.
Yeah.
But
Gacy's actually good.
None of them are particularly young, so I guess it's not entirely surprising.
So are you telling me I get no resolution to the lantern gimmick storyline?
Oh, they gave the lantern back. It's fine. They already gave the
everything
lantern
worked
back.
out? Yeah. Okay. On their way out.
I guess the timing's convenient. The one I don't find surprising, but is kind of notable for me, is I think Apollo Crews, just because he's always been kind of a nothing burger pretty much his whole run.
Well, how dare you? The NXT run he had,
where he had visions,
the greatest gimmick.
Okay, there's
ever.
Also the period where he was the Nigerian prince, right?
That's correct.
It's a little jarring for me just because I think he just got called up to Maine when I started watching wrestling, so he's kind of been like just somewhat present my entire time watching wrestling. So it's a little weird that he's gone, but it's not entirely surprising. He's one of those ones that just never fully caught on.
He never. They tried. He was an indie guy, so it's like he knew how to wrestle when he got there. They were hoping they could pick up a character, and he just never.
Other than the Nigerian Prince thing, which was decent for a time, but never was like the most thorough thing.
I thought Crucifino had potential.
He's also going. Yeah,
apparently he was working some new character.
He was.
In Evolve.
Yeah, I saw he like looked different, but he was decent. And then Kyrie's kind of interesting because she's
right. Like, that's a notable one for sure.
The crux of the EO Asuka feud is Kyrie, so it's kind of like I guess they're dropping that.
Yeah, or like, obviously.
Or like, because I find it hard to believe they would continue that feud while avoiding the elephant in the room.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
yeah. But remember, I've had some over the last year. I've had a few. Is she good moments? Remember, I've a bunch of her matches.
I like her in NXT when she's the pirate princess.
Is she good though? So I don't know. Yeah, but
I'll say this: her matches with Baszler were always good.
But yeah, she was involved in storylines. So kind of a Black Friday, I would guess, for...
It did give me those vibes, which I saw some people blaming TKO again. Apparently, most of these are Triple H decisions. I will be the first to criticize TKO in any regard ever. But, like, this is the thing WWE did under Vince. So it's not like...
No, this you can't what they
purely
do.
Be like, it's TKO. I mean...
It is
you
more
can
than
say
it
that
has
when like I saw something about Ari Emanuel and like the TKO president and other guy. I think Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro like pocketing big profits over the last year, right? So you can always make that argument, and I in that regard I'll agree. But again, like this is something that we did under Vince, so it's not like it's a purely TKO thing. I'm sure TKO is like probably pushing for it and like obviously loves it, but like because money. But it's not like Vince wasn't doing this because the Black Friday, like the pandemic
this happened
era,
all the time.
That like arguably there were worse cut batches under Vince.
This is probably more than average, but I would say it's not the worst.
At the same time, this is like once per year. I feel like over the 2020-2021 period, there was like at least a couple batches of big cuts each of those years. So at least it seems to be like, okay, so after WrestleMania, we're gonna do some spring cleaning, and like at least it's like that one time a year. It feels like.
And perfect segue. My first item is WWE TKO. My headline is WWE TKO not even hiding it anymore. So TKO's president and chief, I'm sure you saw this at some point, Chief Operating Officer Mark Shapiro revealed that TKO are the ones in charge of WWE Creative.
I saw
They've since backpedaled.
They have final say. They don't use it a lot.
That's the backpedal, I think. And maybe it's true, but they definitely added that later.
Yeah.
In response, kind of.
I do believe that they're not like always involved week to week.
I agree.
Obviously,
but WrestleMania, they're heavily.
WrestleMania, they're there
heavily.
SummerSlam, they're probably there because like we had Jelly Roll Wrestling last year.
Yes.
They're probably there like or like they have influence over who's in the Rumble.
Yes.
Especially when it's Saudi dealings, they're gonna be involved in that.
Added in this, he was talking about that basically. Paraphrasing, obviously, they're going to continue to wedge celebrities into WWE programming. They explained to me the logic of this. I think you're going to struggle. They aren't particularly bothered about losing established fans because they're still making money. So,
no, hold on. Let me get there.
Wait, they think that the number of fans they're going to lose by the crap they're doing by not really running a wrestling company anymore, I would argue. It's an entertainment moment company.
Yeah.
That they'll gain people. So they're saying there's people out there who are like, man, I love Jelly Roll. I just love Jelly Roll.
But I need him to get physical,
though.
So here's what it is.
Or you tuned in to watch him get physical and went, damn, I'm going to keep watching this wrestling.
I'm going to watch it. I'd like this so much. I'm going to watch it when Jelly Roll is not even here.
Right. And not only are there people like that, but that those people outnumber the people.
There's enough of those people. So it's like,
they're losing.
Like, let's imagine there's an alternate universe where I'm a Jelly Roll fan. Because let's be honest, it's not this one.
Who isn't? Right.
So it's like, I'm me. I'm listening to Jelly Roll. I'm like, I love this music. I wish I could watch him do something that has nothing to do with this music.
And I love that thing now, and I'm gonna watch it forever.
And then I watch him. Let's say I watch him wrestle Kate Wilson on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. Like, wow, this is awesome. Again, has nothing to do with the music, which is the thing I like him for.
Yes.
I love this. So I'm gonna watch it. Wait, Jelly Roll's not here next week. I'm gonna watch it anyways. Wait, he's like cornering for this other guy. I'm gonna watch that then. And or like, let's say it's the other end of the spectrum. I watch football.
Yeah.
Or I did watch football. And I see Pat McAfee. I love Pat McAfee. He's my favorite.
Because everyone loves punters in football.
Yeah, he's my favorite punter. Say that sentence with a straight face. Pat McAfee's my favorite punter. Right? And then I'm like, again, same thing. That's what I like him for. But I see him doing wrestling. I'm like, which again, nothing to do with football.
Right.
But then I see him there. I'm like, wow. I love seeing Pat McAfee wrestle. Let's say they did that tag match. It's Orton and McAfee against Jelly Roll and Cody. I'm like, wow, this is great. I'm gonna watch it when it's, or like I want to watch Pat McAfee do commentary, which again he does. It's not even like he does football commentary, right? He like no. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch that, but then he's not on commentary. I'm still gonna watch this.
Right.
This is cool.
And the product you're offering with Jelly Roll at Mania, where it's more than half ads and whatever, that's gonna draw people in.
Right. And ads for all these things I don't care about, but it's like, no, wait, but Jelly Roll's at the end.
And it's not because they're not marketing to my demographic. It's because it doesn't make sense. When they were marketing towards families, I fully understand that. First of all, if you get the kids to come, their parents have to bring them. So you're like getting an extra attendee, basically.
And then if you make the kids fans, they're going to be fans as adults.
I get that. Sense. That's like getting cigarettes into the hands of kids.
You're pandering to kids, but now you're pandering like mainstream people. And like, especially like, okay. It's not even like, again, I would understand maybe a little more if, let's say, you were going mainstream, but also like kid friendly. But like, are kids listening to Jelly Roll?
Maybe.
Do kids care about Pat McAfee?
No. Well,
right. Okay, the iShow Speed.
Sports bros do.
Right. But like, if we're talking about this, the whole family thing, like, again, that makes more sense. Like, Speed, like iShow Speed, makes a little more sense because he does appeal to, he does appeal to the younger. Like, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Because if. Again, I don't think we should be relying on celebrities all the time, but if you're going to make that argument that we're like, okay, we're going to at least appeal to kids a little more, a celebrity, quote unquote, like iShow Speed makes a little more sense because, like, you know, the younger folk are always watching his streams and whatever. So sure. But then, like, who cares about Pat McAfee or, like, or even the Stranger Things thing? At least the people do care about that.
And then they tune in and go, it has nothing to do with Stranger Things. Okay. Like 0%
right.
Stranger Things.
Again, imagine they did that right. Let's imagine they did it right. And then you could be like, but you could understand the appeal at least. You could be like, okay, yeah, this is the huge show right now. But
I think
when it's Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll,
I think short term, all they see is they're making money. But and
getting views.
I'm not convinced that this strategy will continue.
I don't think it's sustainable.
But
we're
also smarter than the average wrestling fan.
At the risk of sounding arrogant, yeah.
I think that's safe. I think we're safe.
And I'm worried because what was it? Someone said like Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast at WrestleMania at some point. Like I'm like, we could be rolling to that.
That's not that crazy.
Also, can I just say, if we're gonna like talk crap about celebrities, I don't want to lump Logan Paul in that.
He's a wrestler now.
Yeah, like as much as I'm not a huge fan of him as a person, I think he's great on camera. Like I think
he is a perfect fit for WWE.
He's great, and he's athletic, and he seems to have put in the work. Like I don't like the guy, and I don't like celebrities in my wrestling, but he does it well.
Yeah,
and honestly, his theme song kicks ass.
Well, and he's committed to it, and he is a wrestler now.
But it's different now because like okay, he was appearing whatever, and he was U.S. champion, he barely defended it, right?
Yeah.
But now he's on that full-time deal. He's there every week now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically like a wrestler now. It's like, but like Speed's not doing that, McAfee's not doing that, Jelly Roll's not doing that. So like if we're lumping and stuff, don't diss Logan Paul. I don't want to be.
You are here defending Logan Paul.
I will defend Logan Paul because
what world are we in?
And okay, if you had told me that when he
not as a human being, never.
No, but as a wrestler,
I
will die on that hill. I will say
as a shoot person,
the best celebrity wrestler I think I've seen at least because like he took to that like that, and
I hate it too. But he is
remember like when he debuted, I was like we were like he's pretty. And
he's a very athletic dude.
I will say like when he was a babyface, I was like we were like nah, it doesn't work.
No.
Then when they turned him heel, genius.
Yeah,
and so he works great, and again. Even him, I can kind of understand, but he doesn't have the young demographic appeal he used to. Mm-hmm. So, like, if they had brought him in like end of the 2010s, I think then he would appeal to that demographic. That Speed is they're not trying to appeal.
Yeah, I think so.
And like at least one like Lil Yachty, who's like with Trick Williams right now. That one's like a little.
Just hearing you have to say Lil Yachty.
Hey, at least it's not the Rizzler. Like that one's also a little less offensive, but I do hate the way they pander to it, because I guess this can kind of be the Mania rant too. Is like it's just celebrity nonsense, like mucking up feuds, like the McAfee, like the Orton Cody thing, and then like. What was it, like an hour, 23 minutes?
That's my next story.
4-hour show. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Mania is basically ads and celebrity placement. So
with the side of wrestling.
Night 1 runtime 3 hours 55 minutes. Actual wrestling time 1 hour 23 minutes.
Now, there's one caveat I will say is we're not including entrances. No. Sorry, like entrances doesn't count as ring time. Like entrances are so it's not like it's just purely 3 hours of ads and whatever. There are entrances. I'll give them that. But still, that's a crazy number, especially when didn't Morgan Vaquer go like 6 minutes on WrestleMania?
So it's 65% non-wrestling, 35%
That's
wrestling.
Pretty bad. For WrestleMania, it's called WrestleMania. They need to change the name of the show.
Night 2, 3 hours 40 minutes, length of the show, hour 25 in wrestling. So again,
more wrestling on a shorter one, though?
Basically 2/3 of this. So people watching live both nights invested 7.5 hours of their lives to watch about 2.5 hours of wrestling. So if
maybe just under 3.
If this is you, I don't know how many of those people would be listening to us. Probably not many.
Okay, let me just say, if you watch WrestleMania live, you're in the wrong place.
So
I'm not trying to deter people away, but if you watch WrestleMania live, don't come here.
If you enjoy watching wrestling and that was you, and you don't already, I implore you to pick any AEW pay-per-view.
Any
just
AEW
watch it.
Or honestly,
literally anyone.
At this rate, just watch Dynamite. Just watch episode of Dynamite, and I guarantee you, like, it's a 2-hour show, and I would say, like, because relative to the time of the show, you're getting more wrestling on Dynamite than you did on Mania. Like, we're saying if it's relative,
I would suggest one
it's
match.
at least equal, but that's a weekly wrestling show compared to the biggest show of the year.
One match this week on Dynamite, I would suggest is better than anything on Mania.
I'd even say, like, I would say Davis Ospreay was also pretty entertaining. But like, and if anyone's even like question, there have to be fans. I sincerely hope there have to be some fans coming away from Mania, like at least a little discontent.
Think so.
Like there has to be, like, if you're not already I feel like stuff like this has to be making you discontent. If again, like you're saying, if Mania at all bothered you, or if it was a slog to get through, just check out AEW. Give it a try. If you don't like it, that's fine, but give it a try.
Yep.
There is better out there.
There is. And it's easy to find, and when they come to your town, it's not as expensive too.
Yeah. With WWE, it's just I don't understand how they roll. And like it's so painful to try to watch. Now, like I told you this, I'll mention it now because I might forget later. I got the figures here. I saw Balor McDonough.
You watched main roster WWE?
On Raw, I watched one match.
Nerd.
I saw highlights of it, and I was like, okay, maybe this looks good. But then it was like maybe less than 10 minutes. There was a commercial break in the middle, and there was barely anything to grab onto. And I'm like, and I'm telling you, because we know the history between them, like, you could easily build a pay-per-view feud between these guys, and then the match would be like, if it's in AEW, I'm building like a month-long feud between them, like kind of like the Fletcher Ospreay thing, and we're doing a great pay-per-view match, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one, they only like McDonough to make fun of his big head.
He's just gonna say, but his head's so big,
right? And then Balor, like, they're only starting to take seriously now because he brought back the Demon at Mania, and then I want to say this: Balor on Mania, on the Raw after Mania, he shaved his beard again. First off, looks like 10 years younger.
Maybe that's what I need to do.
He needs to. You need to look like 2016 Finn Balor. He basically,
I wish.
he trims his beard, and like honestly, he barely looks older than he did a decade ago. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then he went back to the trunks and kick pads, which I've been saying that since 2022 when he joined Judgment Day and he started wearing like the track pants or whatever. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. Of course.
But like I've been saying this because I thought like him in the track pants, it's like he looks so second rate. Like no main event wrestler is wrestling in like Nike shoes and track pants. I was like
Usos?
Right, but like
not track pants.
Not main event though. Despite what they want to tell me.
Ironically named.
They also changed their theme song like 3 times in the last month. It's hilarious. But anyways, Balor went back to like the trunks look. I'm like, I've been saying, it's like when Pete Dunne came back, I was like, I've been begging for this for years, and I feel vindicated. Mm-hmm. It's great. He did bring the Demon back, and I was telling you, like, because the last couple, he hasn't done the Demon in like 3 years maybe, but between I think 2018 and 2020, what year would that have been? 2023. when he did the Demon, he would do like all black face paint with like red around the eyes. Because remember in NXT, the Demon had like the teeth on his beard.
Yes.
I feel like he stopped doing that because his beard was so long. But again, he trimmed the beard. So when he did the Demon at Mania, remember I told you he had the teeth on his face again, which I would think like that's classic Demon. Because then it's like the teeth here and then like the tongue on the chest and the teeth. And it forms the mouth. That's peak Demon. But I do love Balor being back at peak form. But again, even then, like when I try to watch them, going back to the point, there's not enough wrestling.
Well, and 9 minutes is longer than probably almost every women's match on Mania.
Oh, yeah.
They were all like 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes.
Maybe Cargill Ripley went the longest.
Maybe.
But, like, if it did, that's concerning because why would you have Cargill wrestle the longest out of all the women there? But, and also worth mentioning on Mania, we finally got rid of Saraya. She's back in WWE.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have fun. I think that was in our news last week.
Might have been.
Because I remember being ha ha ha.
Oh, maybe we recorded that. I don't know. I don't remember if we talked about it or not, but it's worth mentioning.
We said it before she got there. We said she was signed, and then they brought her back.
I called it, and then they because I thought she would come back on Mania and win a title from AJ, and they would repeat the whole thing. I was wrong. I guess they were slightly less predictable than I thought they'd be.
What else do you have news? Because I've not a lot. I have one more.
So Evil's, I think the reports are that he's officially signed now.
So
apparently not with his current name, so they're gonna change it. I love it because everyone's like Nefarious is WWE, like they're gonna call him Nefarious or Sinister or something.
There's a chance we got a hint of it on NXT this week, actually. So we'll get there. We'll get there for that.
Interesting. I don't think I know about that.
Stick around to near the end of the show. The last thing I talk about is NXT. Okay. And there's speculation that it's possible he's showing up there.
Interesting.
Anything else you've got?
The last one I had is something we kind of assumed was coming, is that AEW Plus on Triller's discontinues. So I think
Triller's going to discontinue.
Which I hope like the app stays open
because we have stuff on there.
Which right now, as of now, even though AEW Plus is canceled, which we couldn't do anyways.
Say what you will about Triller.
The pay-per-views are still there.
Triller was the easiest one for us to navigate and get what we wanted off.
Yeah, I mean the pay-per-views we have are on Prime still too, but I can't find the most recent one we got. Like whenever I go to our purchase shows, I don't see Dynasty there.
The only other thing I had, did you hear about the WWE Hall of Fame? Nearly a full hour of Stephanie McMahon with video packages and family tributes with Triple H.
Oh, that's gotta be
Redacted,
insufferable.
Shane, her daughters.
That's gotta be insufferable. I think, didn't she mention Redacted in her speech and then like, thank you, Vince? Nothing pisses me off more than thank you, Vince chants. Also, okay.
I hope part of it was her talking about how she did it on her own and she would have She's not a Nepo baby. Yeah. Like, she did it all on her own.
She has to act like she worked hard.
Yeah. She invented women's wrestling.
She invented women's wrestling. Take a shot because we said it again.
Yeah.
Talking about Redacted reminds me that, like, after the Femi match, Lesnar retired. I don't care.
I don't think he did.
Okay, that's a speculation. I don't care if he did. I want him good.
Because didn't AJ just do the left his gloves in the ring and then didn't retire and then Gunther retired him?
No, didn't he leave the gloves in the ring after?
No, he did it before. I'm almost positive.
No.
Pretty sure.
Because didn't he do it after the Gunther thing? And they were like, oh, maybe he's not actually retired. And then he came out and said, yeah, I'm retired.
I thought he came and wrestled again. Anyways.
After Gunther, no.
I think Brock's wrestling Gunther at SummerSlam.
I do think so as well. And I don't care.
No, I don't care either.
I remember, like, so you know when Lesnar returned 2012? There's like the crowd shot that one guy getting really excited about Lesnar.
Yeah.
So he's like Brock Lesnar guy, his whole Instagram persona. He's making a whole big deal about it, like, and he's like trying to be main character. I'm like, you suck, dude. You suck. And I'm like, at the same time with Lesnar, I'm like, I get if people are fans of Lesnar from back in the day, but like now I don't know how you could look at him the same. And I don't care if he's retired. I don't care if he's emotional. Good, be sad, get out. Like,
I agree.
You suck. You shouldn't have. He should be lucky that he's even been back for like however 2 or 3 matches he's had.
And you're a dirtbag, so
that's what I'm saying. Like, he got to squash Cena. He was in War Games. He was in the Rumble and got eliminated during Jey Uso's entrance, and then he came back to put over Oba. Great, you put over Oba. At least you finally put over a black wrestler. Like, I don't care about.
You know who I think's the next fit for Heyman in the little bit in the future for him to represent is Carver.
I can see that.
Because
Oba doesn't really need a mouthpiece.
Oba does not. And Carver is better as the just menacing dude who doesn't really say much.
I did really like him with Breaker.
Yeah, that's the same kind of idea. Yeah.
But Breaker's also not terrible on the mic.
No. All right, news done?
I think so.
All right, let's get into talking about, I'm kind of excited to talk about it. Next thing we do every week. It's last Wednesday's episode of AEW Dynamite. So I sent a couple texts, I think, about Dynamite, but you should be prepared for me to gush about multiple things on this show. I will say.
I would probably be inclined to
agree. I think we usually are in sync on most things, so I imagine
9 times out of 10.
You'll feel similarly.
Yeah. We get a recap of Darby's title win last week, which if you didn't see that was pretty awesome. There's another Darby thing later that I really, really enjoyed. Not the match, but yes, that as well.
Okay.
Remember the package they did for him?
Yes.
I really like that. Anyways, we hear from Jeff first. He's coming out really angry. He's in his ring gear. He's like, cut my music, yada yada. He calls last week the Seattle screw job and talks about how he wrestled a war against Omega and won, but didn't go unscathed. Then he showed up to Dynamite and was told on the day he's wrestling Darby, he got hit in the nuts and fast counts. So Darby's not the champion. He's a dirty little cheat. Darby can't beat him at 100% and says he's the most complete professional wrestler in this sport. He's beaten every top name they have to offer. Then he brags again about making sure Hangman can't be champion. He kicked out the One Wing Angel like it was nothing. Yada yada.
Yep.
He says he doesn't care about Darby's match against Champion tonight. If he has any dignity, he'll come out right now and give him back his world championship. Then we get not Darby, but Kevin Knight coming out. He says it's a different city, but same old whiny routine from MJF. He says when you're a fighting champion, you're willing to defend any time, and he reminds MJF of how he had him pinned. Like it was when they had that match like maybe a month ago or so. Then MJF cheated, and he should be Jet 2 belt right now. MJF says Knight is such an eloquent and deep speaker, obviously mocking him. Then he rips him for being friends with Speedball and says Knight's memory doesn't serve him right because he says he beat him with a heat seeker for an easy dub. He says Knight should not be world champion, it should be him and him alone. He has a cute little title and fits him because he's a TNT champion type, a good hand, average Joe, someone with a ceiling who will never be world champion. He says Knight should know better than to step to him and talk about his world title. And Knight says he is an absolute gold mine, says some of the best wrestlers have held the TNT title, so it's no coincidence MJF hasn't. Since MJF has had everything handed to him, he'll hand him an ass whooping. And MJF asks what he gets out of facing Kevin Knight again, and he said, because he's already beaten him, he says he thinks Knight might have sold him on the TNT title, and now he really wants it, because he can tell how proud Knight is of it, and he would love nothing more than turn that pride into depression. He says if Knight wants a match, he wants the TNT title on the line. Knight agrees, and we look like we're setting up for the match. We're about to start, and then MJF rolls out and says he can dance with the devil next week.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that the biggest cheater in the company is like acting all upset that he got cheated.
I did like that, yeah. MJF does a great job with like that kind of irony type stuff.
I don't think it was the best that he was basically like, that's a secondary title. And, I know you could say like he's wrong and he's just being a heel, but it kind of doesn't help the title.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, he's like putting it down for being work rate, which in theory is like a good thing.
Yeah.
So I think for him it works because he's all about like in kayfabe not being work rate, and so he's like, oh, you're the workhorse champion, you suck kind of thing.
And while Knight didn't sound amazing, I think he sounded more comfortable here than he has.
I thought like obviously
times.
Yeah, I was kind of saying that too. Like he can't entirely hang with MJF yet, but he's not bad by any means.
And it's a good experience, right, for the young guys.
He didn't look like out of his element.
How did you like the third person? He was a lot of the jet.
I think it's okay. I don't mind.
MJF ripped on him for it.
I did like that. I thought it was fine. Like I thought MJF ripping on him for it was also fine. Like I don't mind that used a little bit. Like I don't think he was overdoing it too much.
Me either.
I think, and I like that we're keeping him around more major players like MJF. We're keeping his stock up, right? Like they clearly see something in him, and they're continuing to establish where they want him to be in the future. So I like that. I think this is an interesting pivot for MJF, and I can't imagine this feud going long. So obviously this was before the match was confirmed. So it's like if we get the match confirmed,
MJF wins.
I'm curious. Like
no.
I don't think so.
Me either.
Knight winning would be huge. I don't think he should lose his belt yet, but at the same time, I think MJF needs some momentum rebuild. But I also I feel like it's more likely that Knight wins this one, which is good. I like that.
And when you don't have developmental and you want to develop this young guy, like especially on the mic and stuff, put him in one of these segments, right? And let him gain this experience with the best be able to go back and forth with the best talker in possibly wrestling, right? So
yeah,
and it sets up an interesting match for next week. So I thought it's a new direction for two guys. I liked the
first match a little while ago. So
yep.
And then we get the Demand and Jericho in an interview. We're gonna cheer his match on Collision. They make fun of Jericho for not having partners. He mentions Jericho's new gimmick is again being the guy who gets his ass beat by the Demand every week he shows up. Jericho says you can't say that because he trademarked it and he put it on a goddamn shirt.
He did.
Yep. I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
So
I thought this was lame. This feud's heatless. This shirt's stupid. Move on.
And his subliminal shtick that he does, where he says,
I don't know what to call. I think it's so stupid.
I'll find it for you at some point. There was this Saturday Night Live sketch that they had. Was it Mr. Subliminal? Anyways, and he talked like this. He would say insert little things.
Again, it's like childish.
It's great. I find it grating. It's not.
Is this him reinventing? He has no first name.
I think it is.
And he does stupid catchphrases and does subliminal. Like, this is terrible.
And again, I pity whoever ends up having a team with him, and we find out later, and it actually makes sense given their history. Jericho's history.
It makes sense from one aspect, and then in another, I'm like, it makes no sense, just in terms of how those characters would align.
I just want them to be APA and do it for money.
Yeah.
Because he does say it's business, right? So
no, that's why it makes sense, but then it's like, why would they team with Jericho? Because, like, or just, like, on paper, just those characters teaming together, it's like they are so, one's super serious and one's clearly not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then we get Brody King taking on Lio Rush.
This is something I wanted to talk to you about.
I agree.
So
I agree.
We'll see where we line up.
So this is the first time where I'm seeing Rush's Blackheart gimmick full out, like, because we kind of saw a glimpse of it in the Blackjack Battle Royal, right? Because that's what we started doing on AEW. And I've seen the clips.
Me too.
On Instagram.
Not Instagram, but just somewhere.
Yes, I've seen some of that. It seems to be pretty popular, but also polarizing. So I was like,
polarizing is the word.
I was interested to see how I was going to feel about it.
Me too.
Right. So it's interesting.
Have you watched Lord of the Rings?
No, but
because apparently it's Gollum.
It does feel Gollum.
I don't know.
I've seen bits of Gollum, so it does feel a little Gollum.
I'm aware he exists.
And so he's like this weird, like, kind of gremlin creature kind of thing.
He is.
With like weird contact lenses, and he's like,
commentary called him broken at one point.
Yes, it's clear like it's not supernatural. It's just like it's a psychological thing. Maybe it's like, I don't know.
Yes,
it's not supernatural. It's just like spooky kind of thing. Like, I don't know. It's weird. And so he's talking to himself, but like also kind of talking about himself in the third person.
Yeah.
Like anytime Rush has been posting lately, he's been posting character, and it'll say he in all caps. So it's like he is maybe the Blackheart, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, in the Blackheart's maybe possessing Lio Rush. Is that the thing? I'm not sure entirely. So he's, like, making his entries, like, he's been thinking about, have you been thinking about him? Because he's been thinking about you, and he's getting stronger. And, like, and then I think it's when he's, like, saying in the ring before the match starts, he kept saying, I made the notes of these quotes because I thought it was odd. He said, it's not his house anymore. He told me it was his house. I wasn't sure if that was related to Swerve, which would be an odd pivot, because Rush, I don't think it's heel or babyface, but if you had to pick one, it would be heel. Right?
Yes.
So him going for Swerve would be weird, but I was like, those lines feel oddly pointed towards Swerve.
Yeah.
So that was a weird thing for me. But on the actual match now.
First thing is visually, the size disparity
is pretty fun.
Lio Rush is like a medium-sized child, and Brody King is like a giant man. Yeah. So it was interesting.
We get corner splashes from King, then he throws Rush out of the ring. Heavy chops at ringside from King, then he sets Rush up on a chair, misses that barricade crossbody. King blocks Rush's attempt at a rebound stunner, hits a back suplex and a big lariat. Rush, I keep saying
it's hard in print.
It's
really hard in print.
I almost did it.
I will probably.
Rush gets out of an apron Gonzo bomb. He knocks King off the apron with a handspring heel kick, and then one of his signature things with this gimmick is like he'll do like a dog pant like run around the ring into the suicide dive. It's kind of cool.
I think so too. I
think it's kind of cool.
I do too.
Rush, he hits the final hour is what he called in WWE. It's like that split like a frog splash, right? To the back for a one count. I do like it. Cannonball Gonzo bomb for the win. King gets a mic quick. He's going to watch the main event. He's proud of Dari, but he's going to bring the violence anyways. So, solid match. If nothing else, it's interesting for Rush here, right? Because it's my first real exposure to the Blackheart gimmick. So, obviously, like I said, I've seen the collision bits. I've been aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it at Revolution, but I also saw, like, because he did this on the Indies for a while, where he would actually do it like face paint. I thought that actually looked really cool too. He would do this. I think he did it in Indies, and I think he did it a bit when he was in New Japan. So this is not the first time he's done it. This is the first time I've seen it in like a full TV match where you can see it like as a focal point, right? Because like in that Battle Royal, it's just like it was like Lio, and I recognized that it was Blackheart then, but this is the first time like really seeing it in person. So thoughts? I want to see what you say.
I think I like it.
I'm interested. Sorry, I'm intrigued.
I think the way he can move and stuff, he can pull it off. Not many people could.
And the voice is like he's got the shtick down already.
And I don't think he needs to win a lot in that character either, because I don't think he's going to be a guy they're ever really going to.
Unless he. Okay, I don't think they're going to push him above like the TNT title.
Right. But I think it's kind of cool.
I agree.
And they're not going into Supernatural, which is kind of my breaking point.
It's not Supernatural, right?
Right.
It's maybe like a suspension of disbelief in that like, okay, it's a possessed character or whatever, but like it's not like he has powers or anything.
No.
He's just like broken. It's like
I find the way he moves around and stuff.
And the way he's talking. Yeah, I kind of like it. I think I'm more intrigued to see what they can do. Maybe if they give it like some vignettes or some promo time, right? Because I think that thing that's been missing so far. And then I think it'd also be interesting if it could shift in like Fiend Demon, where it's like alter ego, so we could get like, I'm like if it'll be like something like that, where like, so okay, we have Blackheart and then we also normally Leo Rush, or if it's just purely Blackheart now, right? So far it seems like it's just Blackheart, which is fine. I'm just kind of curious if it's like, okay, it'll be an alter ego that like he can either tap into willingly or unwillingly, like Fiend Demon Balor kind of thing, or if it's like Rush is permanently possessed. Either way, I think it has potential because he's like really committing to the bit, and it definitely stands out, right? Like it's different.
I heard someone talking about it. I want to say Wei Ting, and I thought it was a pretty good comparison. He said comparing it to Balor and Demon Balor, in one sense, I don't know if he said better or not, what his words are, because Leo's also actually changing his in-ring style too. Whereas Balor, whether he's Demon or Balor, is still kind of doing the same stuff. Point.
Yeah, he just has some of the mannerisms.
He's like animalistic, or I don't know what the right word is. That Gollum, I guess, is what it is. I don't really know, but like it's different, and he's doing different things in the ring. Still some of his signature stuff, obviously, but he's adding some different stuff too. Right. So I have time for it, and other than typing, I might start typing Blackheart because then I won't confuse it with Roosh. That's the only problem I have with this. Is at the end of the day, I think this character is going to get him more TV time.
It's already got him more attention and traction.
And I really like watching Leo Rush wrestle because I think he's different.
I like Leo Rush when he was just Leo Rush.
So I have time for this. I'm kind of into it.
I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, and then I was like, okay, cool, we're seeing on Dynamite. Let's see how I feel. And I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, this was. Here's Leo Rush's new gimmick. Okay, you get it now. Brody pin him and remind you in the aftermath, hey, Brody's still orbiting the main title, which I think is cool too for him.
All around, I thought this was a good piece of television.
Yep, good piece of TV.
Yeah. We get a champ interview. He's seated on a steel chair as he does. He's been told his entire career what he's not, like not being big enough or charismatic enough for main event material. I would definitely disagree on the charisma part, but he says what he is a father, a son, a brother, yada yada. Tonight's about passion, proving glass ceilings are imaginary, and for professional wrestling, you've never seen a man more prepared for this moment than he is, and he asked Darby, does he want it more than he needs it? So, I have one issue with this. Great promo, but it feels like we're sweeping his heel turn under the rug already. Like, did you forget that he turned heel on Mark Briscoe?
Yeah.
Exactly. This felt too babyface. I thought it loved it and sounded real. And like, if he never turned heel on Briscoe, great promo right here. But it makes you forget that he like basically did the DIY heel turn on Briscoe. You know what I mean? It feels like that's just like gone now.
Especially after the match.
Right. Like, it feels like he's just babyface again, which is fine, but it's just a little weird. And I know you mentioned this to me on text, and we didn't mention it in the releases, but like, selfishly, I'm disappointed that Gargano wasn't.
I know, I wanted Gargano to go too.
And then you could have, because then imagine this as well. If Gargano comes in, then you could do DIY machine guns for real.
Yes, I know.
If they all came to AEW.
Regardless of your sort of complaint, I thought this was phenomenal.
On surface value, it's a great promo.
I thought he sounded so believable and passionate. Yeah. Like, you believe, like, yeah, people have told this guy, other than like when he was in ROH, like, you're too small.
No,
you're not a main eventer, whatever. And he really makes you believe that he's working like a dog to just be able to do this. So
it seems like he has since he got to AEW at least, right?
I thought this promo was fantastic. And it's so simple, but almost nobody can deliver like this. Like, he sounds great, incredible. And I'm so happy for this guy.
Yeah, me too. And we'll talk about that more
happy
later,
for a couple people on this show. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about it, So great promo.
Then we get an Adam Copeland promo quick backstage. He says FTR said no more title shots, but he might be biased, but he thinks they deserve another one. So he has a plan, and he came up with an idea he doesn't think FTR can refuse. He says FTR one of the best tag teams of all time, but he lays out a challenge for Double or Nothing. Them versus FTR in a street fight, and FTR win, then they will retire as a team. And that's it. He says if FTR are the best of all time, he knows what their answer should be, unless deep down they know he and Christian are better. He says he knows what he would do, but he's a man, and the ball is in their court. I like this because like there was nothing over the top about this. Like, he wasn't making a super big deal. It was just really straightforward. I liked it. It was just straight to the point. And I imagine this is where Copeland and Christian win the titles here.
I agree.
And then we start building the TLC match. My plan now, I think,
machine guns.
I would like machine guns eventually, but yeah, like for my plan because I think the end game is TLC, right? Or like whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I think so. Here at Double or Nothing, we get street fight. Right. Street fight. Copeland and Christian win the titles. Then I think maybe we take a break from things at Forbidden Door because maybe we want to do interpromotional stuff, whatever. At either Forbidden Door or Redemption, I think is the rumored July pay-per-view. We do Copeland and Christian versus the Bucks.
Yeah.
Because I think they need to get that match of the way. They want to do that dream match.
Right.
And then I think August will be All In, right? Then I think that's when you do the TLC match, because that's like the biggest possible tag time match you can do. And then I think maybe between July and August, maybe Machine Guns debut if they debut, and they could do a tag match with someone else in the meantime.
Rascals.
And then once the TLC match is done, then we see what we have with Machine Guns and someone else.
Get a division, a thriving division like we always want.
Right, and which I think we had last year. I think we're doing okay this year so far as well. But I feel like that's got to be the game plan. It's like we get them the titles now, and then we do the match with the Bucks. Now we've seen every combination of these teams, and then we throw them all in the ladder.
I do think they're telegraphing the result of the next match, but I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily.
No, because I feel like it kind of has to happen anyways.
And Copeland was good here. He can always cut a good promo, and the stakes make sense, right? Because you have to FTR are the heels that are going to say no, 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 no. But if you say, hey, the team will break up, then that would motivate them.
Yes, it's telegraphing the result, but at the same time, it's like realistically, it makes sense for him to do that to get the title shot. Yes, what else is he going to do? Right?
And predictable isn't bad, as we said.
That is what we say. Then we get Shida versus Mina Shirakawa. We have not seen Shida wrestle in a while because she returned on Collision has been there.
Can you explain to me, because I don't understand the Statlander Shirakawa, what's the dynamic?
Statlander Shida or Statlander Mina?
Sorry, Statlander Shida. What's the dynamic there? Because I feel
they're
like
baby faces,
but I feel like Shida's hinting she's not, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
I agree,
and I don't know how Stat feels about it. So
here's
I'm struggling.
My
I'm not saying I'm unhappy
based on what I've seen.
Yeah.
So Shida returned on Collision for the Open Challenge. She lost the TBS title match to Willow.
Okay.
Right. Kind of like how Willow beat Aminata and Camille. That's why she's like been killing comebacks.
Right.
And so I think I do agree. I think Shida's teasing like this subtle heel turn because I think she's bitter about losing the title. I think that's where we're going.
Okay.
And
I don't get.
I think she's teaming with Statlander because babyface, and she's like, okay, maybe she's gonna befriend Willow and Statlander because Statlander and Willow are friends. Maybe Harley's at this. So I think that's the link there. I'm not saying it's super strong, but I think that's the link there. And then the basis of this match with Mina, I think, is that Mina's like, maybe Mina's picking up on these heelish tendencies, whether she's or not. But it's like she just came back. She's like suspicious. Maybe Shida attacked Storm with the kendo stick, right? Like maybe that's. I think we're building to Mina being the attacker. I think that's where we're gonna go.
Eventually. I did need the reminder of because the commentary actually mentioned it, right? The who attacked Tony Storm kind of thing, and was it Shida? So I was like, oh yeah, Tony Storm exists and is out and was taken out.
I think it's gonna end up being Mina.
Yeah. That would make
because I don't know where else would be that interesting.
That would be the easiest route to take, and I'm not saying that's a bad idea.
No,
either.
I just because Shafir is too obvious and boring. If it's like Divine Dominion, that doesn't really yield anything.
Pretty much anything else is gonna feel really contrived.
Doesn't I feel like it has to be Mina.
I think so.
We get a jumping knee from Shida, tilt roll facebuster and basement dropkick from Mina. Strong zero on the apron from Shida. Didn't look great. There was not a lot of room for impact. It looked like a pretty low drop. I thought. Diving meteor from Shida for 2. Question mark kick from Shida. Mina comes back, spinning back fist. Diving shotgun dropkick and a diving sling blade for 2. Shida goes for a kendo stick. Mina takes it and is about to hit Shida. Statlander takes it away. Jumping knee, Falcon Arrow from Shida for the win. So I thought this was okay.
Yeah,
I thought Shida was not up to par. There were a couple things that looked a little slow and not impactful. So this was not her best showing for me, I thought. Okay, but there was a couple hiccups. The finish was a little interesting. I'm a little curious what her deal is, but there's not much to go off right now. And I will say this. Shida's Falcon Arrow is not a bad finisher. It just looks lame when Takesha's been drilling people with the Raging Fire. It does not compare.
I thought it was a fine TV match, I guess I would say. I was hoping for more clarity on Shida, but that we'll get that later, I assume. Some of the strikes and stuff look good, but I agree there was clunky. I don't know if that's the word, but there were a couple bits that weren't flawless for sure.
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we move on to Okada hype package. It's just some of his big moments, and we're highlighting the feud to Takesha up until now. And I think it was just with sound bites from his Collision promo last week. It was solid. There's not a lot to say there.
No, it's just one of my favorite stories in wrestling, which it's funny because they haven't had to do a whole ton of work. It's just been so little bits, but carried by Okada, right?
Exactly.
And so that's going to pay off. So I'm happy about it.
I agree. Then we get a recap of the Dogs being down Rascals and Bucks on Collision last week. So now there's a 10-man tag on Collision, which honestly seems kind of decent.
I didn't even make note of that.
It's Rascals and Bucks taking on Death Riders and the Dogs.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I'm just glad the Dogs are staying consistently on TV with Gabriel Kidd.
Yes, too bad for him.
Out. Then we move on to Will Ospreay taking on Mark Davis. Dunkzilla. We get Ospreay going for the hidden blade right out of the gate, kind of like he did to Moxley, and Davis just like pushes him off. I thought that was great. Big shoulder tackle into the bear kick from Davis, big chop from Davis, and then clotheslines Ospreay out of the ring. Cannonball off the entrance ramp from Ospreay. We get boot in the corner from Ospreay, then a diving elbow to the back of the neck for 2. Davis crotches Ospreay out on the top rope, then he hits a chop and big clothesline to take him off. Then we get a big slam for 2. Davis lines up for that big layer, but Ospreay counters it beautiful in the Spanish fly for 2. Saying Spanish fly, I thought that looked really nice.
It did.
We get a series of forearms from Ospreay, and then Davis answers back with just a big right hook. Thought that was awesome. Hook kick from Ospreay, and then goes for the Oz cutter. Davis blocks and turns into a backdrop suplex and another. Davis attempts that big lariat again, but this time Ospreay cuts him off with a hidden blade for near fall. Davis cuts off a hidden blade attempt by folding Ospreay with a lariat, yanks him by his feet into a pile driver for 2. Ospreay barely got his foot on the bottom rope there. Then the finish comes when Davis hits a pile driver on the apron. Looked beautiful.
It did.
Absolutely terrible. And then Ospreay can't get back in the ring. Doc Samson does not clear him. Davis wins via ref stoppage. Beautiful.
Crazy.
Then Davis drags him back in the ring. He's going to go for another pile driver. Shafir appears on the apron. Moxley appears in the ring. Death Riders surround the ring until Davis drops Ospreay and rolls away. Then Death Riders take Ospreay and leave with him.
We have a kidnapping. NXT style. Oh, this match was awesome.
Yeah. I love this.
I already loved it, and then Davis won, and even though we are both huge Ospreay fans, we're so happy for Davis.
Yeah.
He's been one of the MVPs in like a workhorse.
He's been really underrated this year, I think.
It's funny how...
And I was worried because Fletcher's been amazing on the rise. I was worried Davis could be like the Genetti.
When Davis got hurt, Fletcher ascended and everyone realized how great he was. Fletcher gets hurt and it's not to the same level.
It's also not the same because they're not a team anymore. It was more so Doyle got hurt.
But now
Doyle got hurt and then Davis started. But then now with Fletcher, I think, I think it's both injuries that kind of help Davis.
Doyle is Davis.
Yes.
Right?
Well, because that started helping him. Then he was already getting singles matches more. And then now Fletcher also being injured also quote unquote, helps him out too because it creates another vacuum in the Callis family, right? So it does give Davis more of an opportunity here, and I love it. I think Davis is fantastic,
and he
continues to show how good he is. He's so good,
and attacking Ospreay's neck here, right? Pretty much for the vast majority of this.
Because he's like the pile driver guy right now, so it's like literally the worst thing Ospreay could ask.
His pile driver looks nuts.
It's so good. I love the gut wrench one too. It's just so cool. Like the one where he yanks him from the feet.
I thought this match was awesome, and I'm super happy for Davis, and I love being surprised by stuff like this. And it feels like AEW does more often where
because usually like you would get him rolling back in the ring and the match would continue.
Yeah. They have more matches where the guy I don't expect to win wins, which I love.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt people. Like, this is not going to hurt Ospreay in the long run.
Well, it serves the neck injury story, right? I thought it was a great way to not only contribute to that story, but also to give Davis a win and make him look like an absolute beast. I think this made him look super killer. I think they could definitely give him one of the mid-card belts because he's been on a roll lately and this helped him big time. Like, I do want Speedball to win the TNT title, but give him that belt or give him the national title off of Perry. Like, give him something because he deserves it. Absolutely. And I'm pretty intrigued by the Death Riders angle here, too. I guess they're babyfacing again. At least someone if they're helping.
That's what I was asking. We're toggling back and forth here.
Moxley's kind of always done that. And his character, I feel like he is kind of one of those people who can do that. So doesn't really bother me.
Or can they brainwash Ospreay into being a heel?
Maybe, right? That's one of the options, I think. I'm interested to see how it's elaborated on because we did kind of set this up last week because Moxley's like, I prefer light over dark. I don't want to see people get killed. And remember, he was like, how'd he look? And Shafir was like, he looks rough. So they did set this up last week, so I think was interesting. And there were a lot of promos he was like talking about of Ospreay, like he was looking out for Ospreay, and doing things for his own good, and you don't get in over your head. So I can't imagine it's a recruitment attempt, but it's not impossible. So I'm just curious to see the next step.
There's a bit of intrigue as to what they're going to do with them, right?
I wouldn't have expected this, so I'm curious. I do like that it's kind of gone in an unexpected direction.
Great match on this show.
Yeah.
For sure.
Then we get an Alex Windsor interview. She's not done with Tekla. She'll rip off her legs. She wants to fight the triangle. Persephone's going to help her. It was a collision setup.
For me, I struggled to hear it. I was watching it on the TV.
Mine sounded fine.
And I just couldn't. I feel like they need to turn down the crowd noise and turn up the microphones in this. And then I just have something about collision. I don't know. I couldn't really tell.
Samoa Joe's back.
Yep.
He fought a jobber and won.
I've heard of this guy before, though.
Me
I swear.
Too. Yeah, Cody Chin. He's been a jobber before.
And he got in a little bit, at least.
Joe got to do the walkaway thing. He won with a muscle buster. It was cool.
It's basically hooks there. Hey, the ops are back together.
I'm glad he's back. I love Joe.
And so hopefully the ops can, I don't know.
Serious because Hook's not leading them anymore?
Right. Exactly. And that's all that was. Joe's back. The ops still exist.
Yeah.
Next.
Yep. Then we get the highlight reel I mentioned of Darby's like greatest moments in chronological order. It's in all in black and white, set to the song I looked up. It was "I've Gotta Be Me" by Sammy Davis Jr.
Which I thought just the contrast was awesome.
I thought the song was perfect. It felt like that old timey kind of like maybe opera song kind of thing, like the kind of like what
Sammy
Hook's
Davis,
theme song
right?
is, right?
Yeah.
It was kind of like Hook's theme song.
Right.
I don't know who chose the theme song, the song here, but they're a genius. I thought it had a really cool fit to it, and just like "I've Gotta Be Me" is like so
Very
Darby's
him.
thing, right?
Yeah.
So I thought this was really cool.
It was.
It kind of got me nostalgic for like Darby's old moments and like even like Sting's debut. I didn't love it at the time, but like, you know, it was good. Just really cool. I thought it was a really, really, really cool package. I really liked it. I think really great follow up.
I also made a note of the song choice being awesome.
I thought the song choice was perfect.
Yeah.
Jericho interview. He's teaming with the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah.
My issue with this is not only do I think like Hurt Syndicate, the character doesn't vibe with Jericho, but my thing was, remember like when the Hurt Syndicate lost the one match to the Demand, they were like, MVP's like, oh, me, I'm too old for this. Maybe I'm the reason we lost. Yada yada yada. Is Jericho any better?
No. So yeah, that's poor Hurt Syndicate having to do this.
Yeah, I agree. But I guess Jericho has money, so that's the way it makes sense.
I guess, yeah.
Then we hear from Darby Allin. He talks about how he had his first match in Portland because that's where Dynamite is this week. He didn't think of what he was going to say because he called end in minutes when Ciampa comes out. He's seen what this title can do to people and says this isn't for him. It's for his parents who he helped retire. It's for his fiance and for the fans. When this 15-minute ride is over, he wants to look in the mirror and know who he's looking at. MJF comes out angry again. He says the fans chant Darby deserves it, and he doesn't deserve shit. He demands Darby gives him the belt back. Darby says no. He wants a rematch then. Darby says no. You don't get a rematch unless you put something on the line. So we're setting that up for down
some
the line.
stipulations coming, yeah.
I imagine it's like maybe the ring or
probably
something like that, or maybe something more interesting like that.
Yeah, maybe give the same stipulation that Hangman had to do.
Except MJF wins.
Yeah,
I
would imagine too.
He says, unlike MJF, there are people in the back who deserve an opportunity at the title, so he'll do this every week until his body gives out and he tells MJF to get lost. Ciampa makes his entrance, MJF gets in his face, Ciampa kisses him on the cheek, keeps walking, which I thought was kind of funny.
Me too. Yeah.
I like this promo. I was like, Darby is just doing a really good job of being ride or die for the company, just being like super babyface right now. I think it's working really well for him. And his reign may not be long, but I do like the sound of the regular title defenses. And it would help his reign stand out from other world title runs, since usually we don't get like constant world title defenses. When I hear constant title defenses till the body gives out, I think of Orange Cassidy, and that title run was my favorite thing ever.
And we always talk about Darby being kind of similar in a way. So I think Darby's going to be defending nonstop until he loses it, and then they can argue that's why he lost it, right? Same thing as
which is fine.
OC.
And if he's having great matches like Ciampa, and like we get
Brody
King
King's
next week,
going to be sick.
I don't know who else we can get, but like
line them up.
I mean, if we do another match with Andrade, maybe I don't know. Like, there's a lot of matches.
Be like, Bailey was talking about wanting
Speedball,
it.
Kevin
Knight.
Awesome.
Yep. If Knight beats MJF next week, you would think that.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, like that's what I mean. And Darby could get his win back. Remember, Knight beat him in the C2. Right. Like it could be on track to be one of my favorite world title runs if he's just doing banger after banger after banger. Like
they have the roster to do it, so.
Right? And the style to do it.
Speaking of bangers,
yes. Then we go to our main event, which is Darby Allin and Tommaso Ciampa for the world title. We get a coffin drop to the floor from Darby. Darby he counters Widow's bell and tries to drag Ciampa at the ring by his feet, but Ciampa pushes him off hard and he just like, bangs against the front of the announce table. Ciampa knocks Darby off the apron with a pump knee. We get Ciampa. He's like seated on the barricade in front of the timekeeper's area. Darby dives off the ring post and over the barricade, and they go through the timekeeper's table. Awesome. That was great.
They did a bird's eye of it, right? And it looked really cool.
Mm-hmm. Ciampa comes out of the timekeeper's area, busted open, then Darby rams into him with a suicide dive, sending Ciampa into the front of the announce table. Darby goes for a scorpion death drop. Ciampa grabs the turnbuckle to prevent it, but Darby eventually pulls him off and hits it, exposing the turnbuckle. I thought that was a really cool way to expose the turnbuckle.
It was very clean.
It felt natural, and like it felt like, okay, Ciampa's not necessarily being a heel here. He's being resourceful. He's just like hanging on the ropes. And then Darby, like, it also made the scorpion death drop look a little more impactful because Darby's like reefing on it to pull him back. And then like, so then when he finally stumbles back, it's like Ciampa hits the mat a little hard. Like, I just thought really creative way to use or to get an exposed turnbuckle, because usually I feel like it's a lot of the times it borders on being contrived, right?
And the referee has to not pay attention for a little bit. Yeah,
right?
this
like,
was
so
like
I thought this was a really good way to do it. Yeah. Air raid crash from the top to the floor to Ciampa. Crazy.
I texted you as they're setting up for that, and it's like
It's one of those spots where you don't think they were actually going to do it. Or usually like, okay, so
or there's a table there to break his fall. I know it's still going through a table, but I would way rather go through a table than go straight to the floor.
Well, that's the thing. So I saw this spot, like a clip of it before I watched the match, right? Because I just tend to see it as I'm perusing social media. And so I see them up top and I'm like, oh, okay, there's a table there.
Yeah. No.
There's no table there.
And Ciampa hit hard too. Like
Ciampa sold his hip really well. I thought he did a good job of like, that would probably hurt him too.
Crazy spot.
Takes him a while to get back in the ring, but after he does, Ciampa gets like a limp arm over Darby for the pin, but Darby gets a rope break at 2 count. We get a chop exchange. Ciampa back Darby in the corner with a lot of slaps and chops and a lot of heavy chops in the corner. Ciampa's just lighting him up. Ciampa counters a shotgun dropkick attempt from Darby. Tries to catapult him into the exposed terminal. Darby, like, he gets catapulted, lands his feet on the middle rope, and like comes back with like a double foot stomp. I thought that was kind of a neat sequence. I like that. Ciampa backdrops Darby and he like over rotates onto his face. That looked great. And then Ciampa follows up with a pump knee. Beautiful. Darby like he strong style powers through it. Comes back with a code red for 2. Darby goes for a calm drop. Ciampa catches him in a sleeper hold. Darby counters that into a pin for 2. Coughs smash in the corner, misses. Ciampa moves, so Darby hits the back of his head on the exposed terminal. Then he hits a pump knee with the knee pad down for a near fall. Looked awesome.
Amazing.
Project Ciampa, beautiful. Another knee drills Darby for another near fall. Ciampa goes for the sharpshooter to mock Darby. Darby is able to count that into the Scorpion Deathlock himself. A lot of attempts by Ciampa to get to the ropes. Darby's briefing on it a lot. After a lot of struggle, Ciampa eventually taps. We get a handshake after. Brody King comes out. Basically, if Darby accepts, TK said he can make a title match next week. Darby accepts, and so we're getting that next week as well.
I really hope this isn't my TV match of the year because that means I get better stuff than this. But my God,
this was fantastic.
Absolutely bananas. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, when they're still both on their knees and he shakes Darby's hand, puts the title on him and like leans in and whispers, I got like goosebumps from that because I think that's Ciampa just like, well, my interpretation is he's
got to be loving this.
He's been unlocked from being in WWE. He looked unbelievable.
Yeah, and I was telling you, he posted. Hold on, let me see if I can find the post because I told you like a bit about it, and so he seems so happy.
He created near falls that were believable, even though I know there's like almost 0% chance that he's winning.
Let me see.
I thought he looked this was basically I think 20 minutes.
Yeah,
the pace these guys set was wild right from the beginning. There was no like, they're feeling each other out and they're evenly. It was like go, go, go.
Yeah. So what he said was, last night I encountered my wrestling soulmate. I have a hunch we'll be doing this many more times over the next decade. Thank you, AEW. Thank you, Portland. Thank you, Darby.
Yeah, man.
Mark my words. It might not be this month. It might not be this year. Hell, it might not even be 2027. But there will come a time when I hold that AEW world title. Like, he's got to be loving this. And we said that like a lot of times. We had great matches. He had this. He had the match with Fletcher. He's amazing. The match with Briscoe. Like, I forget how good Ciampa is because he was just in that main roster purgatory for so long. Because like Prime NXT Ciampa was fantastic, and I think Blackheart Ciampa. I know Blackheart's a different thing now for Lil Rush, but Blackheart NXT Ciampa was
amazing.
Peak. I thought this was a great main event, amazing match. Anyone who thinks Ciampa was better off in WWE on main is a fool because he's looked like $1 million since being here. I don't care if he held the TNT title for only like a week or so. I don't care if he's lost a couple matches or so. Like, he's looked great. He never would even sniff the world title on main, so don't tell me he's better off there. Even getting here, he's already doing better. He didn't win, but like when he lost the TNT title to Fletcher, he must be having the time of his life.
Yep.
Like I said, I saw him post about this match afterwards. He looks so happy, and I can't blame him. He's been having bangers since he got here. He looks amazing. He just feels reinvigorated, like you said. He feels unlocked. And Darby seems to be doing the OC type run, which is awesome because that I'd say that might be my favorite world title, my favorite title run I've ever seen. Because like that one, I was like, I remember like being sad and like pretty much kind of angry when Moxley beat him because I was like, we should be putting someone else over,
right?
Because I love that title run. But yeah, this match was great. This was so good. They both Ciampa dishes out so much punishment. Darby can take it, and I'm really excited for him versus Brody King next week because they always deliver against each other. MJF Knight, Darby King next week. Like, we got a couple good matches next week, I think.
And if this is where we're going with Darby defending all the time and he's just taking an butt kicking all the time, like, this is a great start. Like,
I agree.
Ciampa, I'll take it back to my buddy Everett when we were trapped in that ice storm and he watched Dynamite live going like, I did not know Ciampa, because who did he face? That was was it Bailey? No, that was Bailey and somebody else.
That was the Bailey Fletcher week.
That was amazing. And Ciampa had a match on that show, and he was like, man, Ciampa's, because I don't think he watches NXT, right? So he would have seen,
or at least it's been a while,
main roster Ciampa, and that's it. So
main roster Ciampa's nothing.
So overall, this show, based off of having 2 matches the caliber of Ospreay Davis and Ciampa Darby Allin, that's in the A range already. So I went A- because I feel like we got a little too much Jericho, and the women's match was kind of mediocre. Other than that, like the Ciampa's the MVP of the show for me, and Darby. I thought Ciampa's promo was incredible. I thought the match obviously was incredible. Darby was great throughout when he was on the show as well. Really, really good show. So I went A-, not far from a straight up A, to be fair.
I was gonna go B+, but I'm looking it over again, and like I kind of forgot. I think as we were talking about, I ended up liking the opener with Rush and Brody King more. I thought like that was quite interesting,
and getting to see Rush's
like I thought that was cool, and like the night
too.
MJF segment was good. Everything Darby did was good. Like you said, the only blemishes in the show are anything Jericho did, and then the women's match was not great. But even like Copeland was solid. And like, yeah, I think I will go A- as well, because the main event was great. I thought the Ospreay Davis Death Riders angle was great.
Because a lot of times when I have shows in that B range, my thing is like, well, there's no match that I would like demand, like insist you go out and watch, and there's kind of 2 on this show, right? So, yeah, I thought it was a great show. All right, we'll move on. Someone breaks into our. Who was that?
It was Momo. At least she wasn't on camera this time.
No, she didn't make an appearance, but
no.
Technically on the show twice. Oh, and now the door's open.
Just,
anyways,
that's just
we'll get into our next segment. Weird. We'll talk trivia like we do every week. It's off the top of his head. This week, we're not doing any WrestleMania stuff because it's over and we're trying to forget about it.
Don't care.
So we're going guess the champion by their title defense.
Okay.
So I said I put in only WCW, AEW, and WWE from, I think, 80s forward.
I thought you said only WCW. I was like, you bastard.
No. Okay. So I don't know. I guess I could give the year, and the title is WWE Championship. The year is 2000. Defenses are The Rock, Triple H, Kane.
Big Show?
No.
Angle?
Yes. Good. I'm assuming these are right, but we shouldn't.
If it's 2000, you should have more because you.
Well, it might be more. It's only giving you ever 3, so I think it's just giving you 3 of their defenses. Okay. WWF Championship 1996.
Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Oh, Bret Hart.
Yes, Mankind and Sid.
I just jumped the gun because I knew he was champion that year at least. I think he was champion for most of the year that year.
WCW World Heavyweight Championship 1998.
Okay.
Kevin Nash, Lex Luger, The Giant.
Goldberg?
No.
Or is it Hogan?
Hogan, yeah.
Okay.
You were going to say Hogan first, weren't you? Sounded like you were.
Well, okay. I would have, but then 98 Nash, I thought it was like, okay, that's a streak ending match.
Yeah. And also, there's only so many top tier people. So sometimes when they're like, those are the 3, it doesn't really narrow it down.
WCW, that doesn't, no.
Won't narrow it down much.
And the Luger Hogan, I didn't know they had that match in 98 because I remember.
Maybe they didn't. We're trusting AI.
Maybe, that's true. But because remember 97 when Hollywood Hogan had the belt for like a year by that point. See, I think Hollywood Hogan won in 96 and he held it for like a year. Remember he lost it to Luger and Luger held it for like a week.
Right.
So I know that's like the famous one. But like I was like 98. I was like, I don't even know if they had a match.
2008 WWE Championship. Chris Jericho, Jeff Hardy, Edge.
Orton.
No.
Triple H?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe.
I mean, no, it makes sense. I just like I feel like the Jericho Jeff Hardy was really leaning towards Orton.
WWE Championship 2013. Cena, Bryan, RVD.
WWE Championship.
That's RVD? What it says.
Cena, Bryan, RVD is Orton.
Yes, it is Orton.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I know RVD was challenging for the World Heavyweight title back then. I didn't know if he was challenging for the WWE title.
AEW World Championship 2021. Opponents: Jungle Boy, Orange Cassidy, Christian Cage.
Omega.
Correct.
He also held the belt for most of the year.
Those are all right, I think, aren't they?
Yes. Wait, so you said Jungle Boy Cassidy. I mean, Cassidy, yeah, he defended against Cassidy and Pac. So I guess we're just doing individual.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember him having a one-on-one match with Cassidy, but whatever.
WWE Championship 2002. Undertaker, Rock, RVD.
WWE Championship?
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker, Rock, RVD.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Trips again?
No.
It's not Hogan, is it?
No. Similar character, similar dirtbag tendencies.
Lesnar?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sorry. I mean, character is a bad word to use because it could be in real life.
Character,
shoot
yeah.
or...
shoot character.
WWE Championship 2018.
AJ Styles.
Correct. Care to guess the challengers then?
Okay, all right. Nakamura.
1.
Okay. Ryan.
No.
Joe.
2.
Rusev.
3.
Nice.
So those are right. Okay.
Rusev's an interesting one because he's only defending against Rusev once. Okay, I only knew it was AJ because he held the title from like the entire year up until November.
See, this is a good category
either him or
for
Brian.
You. WWF Championship 1999. Mick Foley, The Rock, The Big Show.
Triple H.
Yes, correct. Number 10, AEW World Championship 2022.
Punk.
Danielson.
Damn it.
Adam Cole.
Hangman.
CM Punk.
Hangman.
Yep. Oh, they snuck that.
I could have told you about Danielson,
that's
probably.
Right. I was going to say they went NWA, but it's because it was that time period. NWA WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Flair. It is Flair.
I just knew because he was in the transition period.
And I guarantee out of your 3 guesses, you will get 2 of them for sure.
Sting.
Correct.
Luger.
Correct. There's the 2.
Fujinami.
No.
Vader.
No.
Okay, I got this.
Hall of Fame inductee.
Stephanie McMahon.
Correct. She invented Ric Flair too. No. Actually, but he wasn't in the official one. He was in like the Legends wing or whatever and got disrespected and his son's pissed off about it.
Oh, Sid?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Sid? I don't know Sid the challenge for that belt.
So that's dumb because they have it spanning. Oh, I guess that's not dumb. It's spanning 90 to 91, that reign. All right. WWE Championship 2016. Reigns, Ambrose, Owens. If this is accurate. 2016.
Sorry, and they're defending against these people? Is it Styles?
No.
Triple H?
No.
Rollins?
Yes?
No.
Why? What's wrong?
In 2016.
Yeah.
Like, 2016.
Yeah.
Okay, no, so if it's 2015, I would maybe understand it because the Owens one would still be wrong. But 2015 is when Rollins...
Let him cook. Go.
2015 is when Rollins had his actual title on, right?
Okay.
Rollins was champion in 2016 for maybe a couple minutes.
Okay.
Because remember Money in the Bank 2016 is the night where all the Shield members hold the title, right?
Yes.
The only correct title defense on there is Ambrose because it's, remember, Reigns, Rollins in the main event, right? Rollins wins that from Reigns.
Sure.
Ambrose cashes in.
Yeah.
So, where is he defending?
Didn't defend those other ones
against Roman or Owens. No, he challenged Owens for the Universal title. Yeah.
Okay.
But he didn't defend it against.
How
Owens.
dare you? You know more than AI yet again. AEW World Championship 2020. Darby, Brian Cage, Eddie Kingston.
Moxley.
Yeah.
You could also have thrown in Jake Hager.
True. He won his first power slap. Congratulations.
And then he said...
Can't believe he didn't put that in our news.
Then he said F Tony Khan.
He did.
You should be lucky you were there for as long as you were.
Just get over it, bud. Honestly, are you that upset?
Why was...
You're a grown-ass man.
Lucky he was there at all because he's terrible.
Sorry, where are we? WWE Championship 2007. Edge, Shawn Michaels, Umanga.
Cena.
Yes, correct. No, there's one more there's one hard and one evil after the 15 normal ones. So
okay, I'll do
this is the last normal one. AEW World Championship 2023.
MJF.
Yeah. Care to guess the defenses?
Darby Allin.
Correct.
Jack Perry.
No.
Omega.
No.
Adam Cole.
No.
Samoa Joe.
No.
These are all people he faced. Okay, let me cook. Hold on.
Well, maybe these are wrong.
Tanahashi.
No.
These are all right. I'll keep going. Wait,
you're missing 2, according to them. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me think.
2023.
Let me think. Jay White.
No.
That. Okay, hold on.
Pillar.
I already Guevara.
Yes.
Okay, that's technically right. So that's 2, right?
There's 2.
Darby, Guevara.
Yep.
And then I already said
since retired.
Danielson.
Correct.
Okay, those are right. It's just I was. Okay,
you were all around it.
None of my guesses were wrong.
Yeah.
Just not the ones they chose.
I don't think this is hard. They're saying it's hard. 1998. Do I even need to give
Austin?
you? Yeah. That's the hard one.
Was it what? Let me. Okay, give me the options then, or
you can guess.
That's what I mean. I'll guess the options.
They are all of a very similar
Kane
ilk. Yes.
Taker.
Yes. And if you had to lump a third one in that's kind of similar,
Mankind?
correct? Okay, the evil one. Even easier. I think literally it could only be one person. WWE Undisputed 2023. Is there anyone, like, did anyone else hold the title the whole year? So the evil one, right?
It's like if they could have said the same belt in 2022 and the answer is the same. Because, like, he lost in 2024.
So who is
now
it?
it's a matter of picking who it is. Jey Uso?
No.
No, I mean, like, it's okay. Sorry, it's Roman.
It's Roman.
Defense is Jey Uso.
No.
Okay. LA Knight.
Ding.
Okay. Cody.
Ding.
Okay. Owens.
No.
Zayn.
Ding.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so it seemed that was kind of fun. It was only mildly wrong, and you got to flex your.
I feel
knowledge.
like, okay, I do like that it gives you not all the defenses, because then that's at least, even if I get it right, then it's something else to guess.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad concept.
I liked it. All right. Well,
I just realized because I'm here, I can music you again.
You can. Our next and final segment is where we usually talk about, I don't know if we have anything from Raw. We already talked about sort of who arrived, and same with SmackDown.
Yeah, so I feel like it'd just be your
a heavy NXT recap focus, but we'll still call it the same thing. It's Highspots and Restholds. So I liked NXT this week. It's kind of like they're having to almost reset because they're
definitely gonna have to.
The cupboard's going to be.
I saw they wanted to keep a veteran around, and so that's why I thought Starks.
I thought Paige would be the.
No,
I hope he does well, man. He should.
Like, as much as I think, yeah, Paige is like kind of the cornerstone there. I honestly would have expected him to go up over Saints, because I feel like Ego's shtick is so much more polished, at least in WWE.
And he's physically
Saints.
bigger, and that matters.
Yeah, I think that too. Like, Saints, I think, fares better in NXT.
I agree.
Than he would on main roster, whereas Ego, I think, has the potential to.
Paige can be an upper mid-card heel forever, anywhere, if he wants to be. So NXT this week starts out with Miles Bourne taking on and defeating Dion Lennox to retain his North American title.
That just sounds exciting.
I thought it was actually a pretty good 12-minute opening match. So you have Cutler and Griffin successfully kind of getting involved right near the end. And then when Sugars goes to, it backfires, because remember, Sugars is kind of questioning whether Lennox is in the group for the group or for himself now, and that's the whole idea. So when Sugars tries to get involved, it backfired, and Lennox runs into Sugars, and it leads directly to the Born Again, and Lennox loses because of that miscommunication with Sugars, obviously. So I thought that's a good continuation of that story. The only interesting thing Dark State has ever done, as far as I'm concerned, is the whole Sugars and Lennox dynamic right now.
What else have they really done other than, like, nothing burger tag?
Pretty much nothing.
Right.
So later in the show, just to sort of keep the whole story together, Sugars and Lennox do talk things out. Sugars, I don't remember if he specifically apologized, but he's basically like, I was trying to do the right thing. It wasn't on purpose. I even went to Stone and to get a rematch, and I got a rematch. And so Lennox is all excited and whatever, talking about how he's going to win for sure this time. And then Sugars is kind of like, but Stone said you had your chance, so the rematch, it has to be me. Right. So even further, whether that's how the conversation went, or he was like, why don't you give me a shot?
Yeah, it's still
cool.
And that's something you can explore later.
And he might be lying to Lennox about, and he might not be. But Sugars is good, I think. And so he kind of uses the same words that Lennox used about, like, doesn't matter who's the one getting the shot. The thing is getting gold to our group. So he kind of throws that in Lennox's face. So what can Lennox do, right? So he seems to be on board with it for now. So again, the most interesting thing these guys have done. I would love it if Sugars is lying and campaign for the match himself.
I think that would be more interesting.
I think so too. And it is giving Lennox more personality and depth, but for me, Sugars is coming across as the most interesting here. I am enjoying a Dark State angle. That's pretty crazy.
Ooh,
I think NXT.
I don't like that.
I think Dark State has existed enough for them to identify these are the two
that matter,
with potential.
Yeah,
even though Griffin has the look they want.
He's not, like, if he's not developing in a way they need, then it's not really going to
Lennox,
matter.
I think, is, and Sugars is an indie guy, right? So he actually knows what he's doing, in theory. Vanity Project all over. Did you hear any of this? Okay, so get ready. Vanity Project, right? They suck up to Blake Monroe. They love Blake Monroe. Yeah. Blake Monroe's got a casket match. So Jackson Drake, who's awesome, is on.
I'm a fan of him.
On a digital dating thing or whatever. So he gets paired up with a woman for a date. but they're like, oh, but we've got to be here for Blake's match. And she's like, no, it's fine. I got this. If, go on your date, you boys have fun, but be safe kind of thing. And so they're like, okay, he's going on his date. And for whatever reason, they go with him, which is the weird part, but it's fine. It's vanity. They're kind of like, I don't know.
It works.
It kind of works for them.
Yeah.
So the date's just across the street. They're like, we'll be at the bar across the street. So
Sure.
This is across multiple segments. So forgive me, I don't remember the divisions necessarily.
It's all.
So they go on this date, and the girl doesn't show up. And then we meet this new woman who is one of the NXT people who hasn't been there yet. Right. I think her name is Micah Lockwood is what she's going by. So she is huge and jacked, like taller than Jackson Drake and significantly like more muscular, like China-ish.
He's kind of like lean muscle, right? Like,
and so in that segment, you find out she's like, "Hey, did you get stood up?" and blah blah blah, and they start chatting, and you think it's going to go a certain way, and I'm a little nervous about because how do I say this? She does not meet the Western beauty standard, shall we say, right? So I'm worried. And Vanity Project are heels.
Do you remember how you spell Micah?
And mean. Would it be M-I-C-A or M-I-C-A-H?
I went Kate. Oh, Micah. Oh, it's Bailey Humphrey.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, it's her. Yeah, I know. So I get what you're saying.
You're kind of thinking.
I forgot she changed her name, so I do know who that is.
Is this going to get sort of mean and you know what I mean? But anyways, it turns out they come back, I think, the next segment, and she's chatting with them. She used to be a mortician or work for a mortician. So she's been like seeing a lot of dead body. It's just weird. And they're like, that's cool. And then she kind of, he ends up really liking her and thinking she's cool. So not the way I thought it was going to go. And then she's like, why don't we go out for dinner? Don't worry if this girl stood you up. We can go out for dinner and you can bring your 2 friends with me. And they're like, okay, they go. So it turns out, the other thing was he shows her, he's like, this is the girl I was supposed to meet. And she's like, you idiot. That's obviously an AI bot. So then it turns out, it's Shiloh Hill, right? We and again, they don't tell us this, but they let us sort of put the dots together. Because Hill and Paxley actually, because they had a little, I don't even know.
If that's their way of like getting the interference out, that's kind of funny.
I don't even know if I mentioned it in my recap, but they have a segment together and they work together as this like
I could see that like
platonic weirdo couple, right? Like they're the kind of outcasts. It
does seem like the kind of thing.
It kind of works. Somebody said that. Crowbar even commented on it that because people are comparing it to Daphne and Crowbar. Okay. And I think he commented something like she would love this or something.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So I think it's it's a good use for both of them. So anyways, this really interesting stuff with Vanity Project. So that was multiple segments throughout. My next one is, wow, did Joe Hendry ever put over Keanu Carver on the way out?
I did see a bit of that.
Holy cow. So Carver destroys Henry to the point, to the point where Hendry is unconscious. The ref stops the match. So 9 minutes, Carver dominates the majority of it. Unfortunately, the finishing spinebuster didn't get all of it, and then he's doing the falling elbows that Dragunov does.
Yes,
but Dragunov's look very dangerous. Carver's look very the same.
Yeah,
Carver's look very safe.
Of that. But yeah, because Dragunov, when he does the H bomb, he drills it.
But a good use of Joe Hendry on his way out. And Carver, I'm telling you, the presence this guy has, if he can actually learn to wrestle. And I'm not saying he's terrible. He's probably serviceable right now. But I think he's just like an intimidating presence.
Kind of thing.
Little raw.
Little green, maybe.
No pun intended. But again, if he can continue to develop and they stick him with Heyman or something, main roster, because he is a very intimidating dude. So yeah, big win for Keanu Carver, and Hendry just gets murdered on. And Carver can be like, I beat Henry so bad and made him, he never returned. Like that can be part of his thing now. Have you heard of Lizzie Rain? This is another notable thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you see the vignette?
No.
Buddy, she's doing like a 80s metal.
Yeah, I've seen
80s heavy metal chick thing, and it's cranked up to 11, and it's pretty hilarious. So I don't know if it's going to be good or bad good. Do you know what I mean? But
it's too soon.
I think it's going to be one of those two. So I'm pretty excited about it because she's like over the top. And it's heavy metal, and Lizzie Rain will never die. So it's like actually rest in peace, I guess, Van Hammer-esque, right? Where he was doing the metal guy.
She's like the kid who got raised on her dad's music and like
maybe
just loves it more than anything
I'm
else.
wondering where.
Well, I'm like, because I'm just trying to say, like, realistically speaking, she's like the kid who got her dad raised on his music, and she's like, that's her favorite thing ever now. Because there are people like that.
There are.
So, and like, there's a realistic route you can go with that.
Your musical tastes are pretty much mine.
Yeah, right? So it's just like that. It's just I don't take like that. I'm not like making my whole aesthetic.
Like, you should see I'll probably send you the vignette at some point. It's pretty funny. And it can come across as cartoonish to start and get her attention, and then they can sort of fine tune it later. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, like I'm open. There's a realistic way to go about it.
Yeah. Lexus King's a champion now. Congratulations to him. He is the speed champion. He beat EK Prosper in about 4.5 minutes, I think, with the coronation.
Damn, that was a belter. The whole Iron Man match there.
Pretty sure, it was 5 minutes. You get a big 5 minutes for a championship.
I think a really funny thing to do would be like, it's a speed Iron Man match, but it's like only like 10 minutes or something.
So, I think there was cheating. I'm sure there was. I can't remember specifically,
think there was cheating.
But I assume there was with the birthright. Prosper, so far, and he did one thing that was crazy. He did this, like, leaped over the guy, and I'm not making it sound as impressive as it was. And then as he leaps over him, finds a way to hook his arms and backslide him all in one fluid motion. Looked cool. But so far, Prosper, remember what I thought Javon Evans was, but he wasn't? How he's like, this hyper athletic, kind of skinny dude who's just going to jump all over.
That's him.
But Evans is complete. This guy, I feel like so far.
I love Javon. Javon's great.
I misjudged Javon Evans. I think this guy is more like what I thought Evans was.
Hopefully not.
But yeah, still it's impressive. Like, he's crazy athletic and high flying. So King is the speed champion. That's fine. Like, whatever. Gives him something to do.
It's a nothing belt, so
right.
I can't, who cares?
There was a casket match. Tatum Paxley defeated Blake Monroe. Really fun 12-minute casket match. Paxley brought out her dollhouse at one point, but of course she's the one that got sent.
I saw the Diamonds made an appearance again.
They did.
Ooh.
Paxley perfectly used, and I think it was actually Monroe's title was in the casket. So Monroe puts her in the casket and slams the lid, and she just perfectly slides the belt halfway out to stop the lid from closing. Really well executed. She hit a nasty looking Spanish fly. The other than the air raid crash that Ciampa did off, this was probably the craziest looking thing. She also hit a nasty, that was Monroe, hit a glamour shot on the floor, brought out the bag of diamonds. I think it was Monroe speared. Oh, no, that was later on through the paper wall. That wasn't this match.
The paper wall.
Monroe hit a glamour shot on the floor, brought the bag of diamonds out. Paxley actually nicely countered the glamour shot directly into Cemetery Drive on the diamonds.
I didn't see that.
Then, like, a rolling kick to the head. That actually looked pretty good, too. Monroe falls right into the casket. She closes the door. It's over. So Paxley wins, retains here. And again, I have to sort of adjust because WWE gimmick matches are never going to be
crazy.
Right. But still, the Spanish Fly looked cool. The glamour shots looked pretty good. And they got a lot done because it was a 12-minute casket match. So I thought they did a good job and it was a fun match. Paxley continues to sort of impress me. And Monroe was good here. But hopefully they have her earmarked for main title. And that's why she's not winning this one.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Because Lola's doing the fighting champion babyface shtick now, so I imagine they'll cross paths at some point. I'm guessing. Speaking of Lola Vice, in-ring promo, puts over JC Jane, acknowledges that Zarya, Izzy Dame, I think it was Callie Armstrong, and Kendall Gray are all sort of lurking and wanting title shots. And she was once the woman that wanted that shot, so she respects all of them wanting theirs. Long story short, if they step into Vice City, they're going to get knocked out and then danced on, which I thought was kind of funny. Izzy Dame comes out. Long story short, she's watching, learning, and waiting for when Vice makes a mistake. It was very much like, remember the Culling tag team when we were mocking them for like, we want the tag, just not right now.
Not right
but
now.
Trust us, we do want them.
We don't
really want a match.
It's our goal.
Don't want in this match.
It's a number one goal.
Put every other tag team in this match, but not us. But we really do want the tag titles.
We'll wait. We're patient.
So it's kind of like, and I guess maybe what the Culling, which multiple people on this roster can't say Culling. They've been the Coling. They've been the Cooling.
The Culling.
I think people don't know what Culling means.
I do, because I do it at Zares.
Right.
Like, we do that, but like, there's some mornings, like, if I'm starting at 8 a.m., the first thing they tell me
You're
is
Sean
like,
Spears.
Yeah, I'm
Cull.
Sean Spears. They're like, do a cull. And it's like, I'm going through all the tables, and it's like, there's moldy, bruised
getting
shit
rid of
in the
this
morning.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's why when I heard the name, I'm like, based on Spears' gimmick, I was like, okay, that makes sense because I do know what that means.
And I think what they're trying to say is that they're the very strategic whatever, and they're gonna sit and wait for their spot.
Yeah, and they're
but it's just kind of funny.
Initially it was like they're like calling out the weaklings.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, which again, good name for it makes sense.
And now it's kind of like it's just funny because it's like, yes, I want the title, but not right now.
No, I know I just like had the title and I lost him. And I'd be like, I'll wait. It's fine.
So Vice says she hopes Dame takes her shot and waits for the right moment. Dame says the culling are always 2 steps ahead, which is why she'll be the NXT Women's Champion, just not the next one. She didn't say the next one. Just at some point. Like, I don't want it right now. Not right now.
Because, everyone's usually like, oh, I'm going to be the next champion. I'm not going to be the next champion. Maybe after that.
A champion somewhere, someday.
It's just like, then when she says, I'm going to be the next champion, she's serious.
That's right. That's when it's time. That's the tell.
Yeah.
Nico distracts Vice. Dame kicks Vice down, holds up the title. Vice's delivery isn't perfect.
Why is she holding? Oh, wait. Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If she's not going for the title right now, does the, like, touching the belt thing affect her? Because usually that's only, like, if you're...
Immediate. Next. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's like if I'm feeding with you for the belt and I like hold your belt up, then it's like, okay, I'm screwed. But if she's not,
because she's not next,
right? Because she's not trying to feud for the belt now.
I think she's fine.
So it's until she's like actually going for it. If she touches the belt, then it's a problem.
If I touch the Stanley Cup this year, it's not going to affect my run next year.
Yeah, no, or like.
So I think she's good.
Let's say, you don't want to win the Super Bowl this year, but you want to win like a couple.
You can
years.
touch it. You can manhandle that thing.
Be all over. You could hold it up like, hey, I'm the champion. Right. You could like do whatever you want. It's like. Yeah, if she wants to hold that, she could hold the belt right now.
Absolutely.
She could hold it next week.
Changes nothing.
As far as I'm concerned, if she's not challenging for the title like in the next month or so, she could hold that belt up next week too. She could take it. She could take that belt. She could make her own belt. Apparently,
that would never happen.
No, I don't think so. But like, I feel like it's fair game. Where it's like, think about Let's go further with this. You could also, because how like sometimes in the build to Money in the Bank, they'll always hang the briefcase there, and they're like, I know Rollins did it once. Where it's like you grab the briefcase and they go home, and it's like. What if I grab? So let's say I'm in the Money in the Bank briefcase and Money in the Bank ladder match this year. What if I don't want to win it this year? I could grab it and then it's like, okay, come 2028, I'll be in the match again, and then I just won't touch it.
Right.
Boom.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Like, I'll point at the WrestleMania sign this year, but I don't want to be in the show this year. I'll maybe in a couple years when it's not in Saudi. Like,
eventually, I will be there, but not right now.
Right. I could do it eventually, or like maybe I'm just like. The King of the Rings here. Maybe I'll sit on the throne this year, but it's like I don't need to win it yet. I could wait a couple years.
Baby faces want to win now. Heels, the
heels wait for their time and they want to win it later. It's fine. We can or like I don't know if there's an equivalent of the Rumble to doing that or like sometimes they would do spots like I remember they'll do like spots where it's like there's this one spot I think it was in 2022 where it's like after a match with the Mysterios and then the Street Profits won a match together and they're like then they start throwing each other at the anything could happen in the Rumble. It's like I'll start doing that at the Rumble next year, but it's like I don't want to win that one.
No. Just a one, not the indefinite, not definite article. I think is the right way to say that.
I want to win a title, the title eventually at a to be determined date, kind of thing. Like it makes sense. I like this.
I think Vice is a pretty good baby face. Delivery isn't perfect, but she conveys the emotion.
Cry, otherwise, she'll look like Langley.
She conveys we watched that. That was amazing.
Talk about that after.
Dame's fine, a good heel, I guess, and it gets a decent response from the crowd. We get part 2 of the NXT Chronicle with Kendall Gray, and I would say 85 to 90% of it is good, and then there was a little bit that was super cringy. So she competed against boys in wrestling, I think in high school. She was a tomboy growing up, didn't wear makeup, and then she tells this thing about that she was always getting injured, and then I went to a baseball game, and I got hit with a baseball. Of course it happened to me. It was just really... not matching the tone of the rest, and I hated it. The rest felt cool and real, and then this felt like she was trying way too hard. It bugged me. But anyway, she's always been obsessed with having her hand raised. She's still obsessed with it. She won't stop until she gets her hand on the NXT Women's Championship, and most of that, like her actual background and stuff, was great. And then they felt the need to like balance it out with, but she was kind of not clumsy, but she was like injury prone and a dog bit her face and blah blah. And I don't know. It kind of lost me. So anyways, I think she's awesome. She is the future. A lot of this was relatable, and then the dog bite and the baseball
Would you
stuff
say
was not
she's
good.
going to be champion, just not the next
Not the
one?
next one.
Okay.
Correct. Ricky Saints was shown beating up Shiloh Hill in Robert Stone's office because they have a match next week, and then Stone calls for help. So maybe maybe Shiloh Hill destroys Saints and before Saints goes. Because that would kind of make sense.
Okay, yeah.
They seem to like Shiloh Hill and want to give him momentum, right? So I guess we'll see.
Maybe he'll be the North American champion, just not the next one.
Not the next one. Robert Stone interviewed by Sarah Schreiber, saying he'll give her an update on Shiloh Hill when he gets one. And then Tony D'Angelo comes in. He is delivered a box with Japanese characters on it. Keanu Carver walks up to Tony.
Oh, no.
Tony's like, "Is that box from you?" And Carver's like, "No, if I want something, I just take it." Then he says he happens to know Japanese writing, apparently, and tells him that that's the Japanese symbol for war. Is war, would you say war is good or evil?
One might call it sinister.
Yeah. So Carver told Tony it's a symbol of war, said that this place is circling with sharks, so Tony should be ready. Stone says he's not wrong. His phone's been blowing up since Tony won the title. So, speculation.
So was his phone not blowing up when Joe Hendry was champion? Are we implying that Tony D'Angelo's more interesting champion?
Right. Or more beatable? The most beatable, like JC Jane's gimmick, the most beatable champion.
Right.
It's probably Evil, is speculation. Or I'm hearing Evil, Sonata, and...
Narita?
No.
Show?
No. Who else left New Japan?
Takahashi.
Yes.
Did Sonata leave? I didn't know that.
I'm hearing. So anyways, we'll see. I'm kind of interested. I know I'm not an Evil fan, but
one might say
part of it is the presentation in that group, because that group sucked. House of Torture.
Is he even that good of a wrestler?
He's okay. I think he'll be fine. Unsurprisingly, with Ruka's recent Raw call-up, she lost the last woman standing match to Zarya.
But ooh.
Almost died.
Yeah.
Looked terrible.
Apparently, staples.
8 staples in her head.
I saw the clip again. I was like, it was worse than I remembered it.
Really, really bad. So the match itself was pretty cool. Again, garbage cans, cables, kendo sticks, spear through the plywood.
What?
That's overdone all the time. So 15 minutes. They each set up a table. I think it was Ruka first, then Zarya one beside it. They go up to, I don't know if you call it a balcony or
platform where the paper wall is.
Right. And so I think Ruka hits the Soul Snatcher up there, and then they're both like teetering on the brink of falling off this thing onto the 2 tables below. And then it got kind of cheesy. They like reconcile and hug and cry, and then Zarya's face obviously, like, this was a bit too far to me.
It's like clearly, yeah.
And then Zarya's face turns evil, and I was telling you, it seemed like they tried to do this as safely as possible by putting 2 tables so she couldn't miss.
But then she didn't go far enough.
And then just pushing her off, not spearing her or F5ing her.
That's why I thought
pushing her gently.
Because I was watching the clip and I was like,
terrible.
I thought the whole fake out thing was stupid because you knew where it was going. But then eventually it came to realize I was like, okay, yeah, they're not she's just getting pushed off. And then I was like, oh, because they messed it up.
So if you haven't seen it, 90% of Ruka's body goes through the first table,
and her head whacks off the edge of the second one.
Hits the second table that does not give at all. So imagine body goes through table, back of head hits other table that doesn't break.
I'm really glad that she's okay.
Staples in the back of her head, hard to believe.
Staples sucks, but at least she's not concussed or anything.
I can't believe she's not concussed.
I haven't heard anything about that, so I really hope she's not, because it looked terrible.
So the finishing sequence was kind of cheesy and unfortunate with the ending. The rest of the match was fine. Again, it's WWE. It's a gimmick match. It's going to be super tame compared to what I'm used to. So I kind of try not to directly compare it to AEW because it will never fare well.
No.
Like, compare it to itself. You know what I mean? Compare them to themselves.
Sure.
So it was fine. But again, the finish, like, for us to believe, oh, they're all, oh my God. I guess the point was they're like, why are we're really to the point where we're just going to kill each other? We were in.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, anytime
we're past that now.
One, yeah, there's that, but also they do this anytime former friends are feuding. I feel like it's such an overdone thing. It's hard to do it well. And
you're just watching as they hug, waiting for Zarya's face. They hug, and you're like, oh, we're gonna get to see Zarya's Cena face. You know, when he turned heel. Let's see if she can do it.
That's exactly how I felt with the Xia Brookside thing. I was waiting for her to do the Cena.
So yeah, that's something we can talk about here. Go ahead. That was a rest hold.
Yeah. So. We happen to have the TNA on.
So I think it was either Marky D, I'll try and give him credit, who I love on YouTube, or it was Top 10. And they were talking about how this was one of I think it was Marky D because he reviewed.
I know Top 10 covers TNA.
So they were like, this is an all-time terrible TNA segment. And so as we got home from bringing you back from university, and I was watching the Oklahoma City basketball game, and they were at halftime, so I switched to TNA was on, and it happened to be the next segment that came on.
Oh, boy.
So we watched it. Go ahead, talk about it.
So what? It's like, so at Rebellion, Laying Lee, formerly Xia Li of Tian Sha fame,
correct,
as we loved it. She challenged Ariana Gracie, aka Santino Marella's daughter, the birthright one.
Yep.
For the Knockouts title at Rebellion, and then Xia Brooks ended up costing her the match and like quote unquote viciously.
She wears black leather now. She's heel.
Black leather now.
The DDT looked good.
Yeah, Laying Lee comes out and she's like super emotional, like crying, whatever, but like not in a Darby Allin way where it felt real, and in like a Lola Vice way where I'm like, dude. She did preface the promo by saying her English was bad, and she was right.
Her English is bad, but that's not our main problem.
And like Xia Brookside came out, and then like, cause she was mad because I guess like Xia Li showed her some video with her and her dad, and like she's like, oh, my dad never supported me, so like you got in my head before the title match or something, for a title match she had before Rebellion.
And Lee is bawling.
Like, bawling her eyes out. So like they try to be friends again. They're doing the hug. You're waiting for Xia Brookside to do the Cena face. She does it. The beatdown looks brutal, as in like it didn't look real. She's just like, it's like the classic like gets her and she's like just doing like slaps that like barely connect at all. She did do like this implant DDT that looked really sick.
Did to finish it.
But that was like the only thing I liked about this.
And the crowd was wutting her after. They gave her like 45 seconds, and then they just started wutting her because it was just
overacted and undersold,
emotional, too whatever for the story they've been telling. They like leaped several levels in like it was a standard like turn, and now it's like Lee is just absolutely devastated.
Like Ciampa's turn, Briscoe is more brutal.
Her heart is broken, and it was just poorly acted by both.
Yeah, it was too much.
It was a really bad segment. So there we talked about TNA this week.
Great.
But I think that's it.
It's the mark of a good show.
That's where
TNA.
That's where we're gonna leave you talking TNA.
Great.
So we'll be back next week. Jack is here full time now until late August probably.
For months on end.
Less work for me in post production. Easier, better. Should be better audio, better video, and just better all around. So, anyways, thanks for joining us. We'll be back here next Saturday for episode 302. And until then, everybody, take care.